join. YouTube, yes, we are live on YouTube now. Àbọrú, Àbọyè, Àbọṣíṣẹ, keep tapping on your screen. Mr. Mike, it's good to see you up and early. How is work? So today we are teaching on women in Ifá and Ìṣẹṣe. The role of women in Ifá and Ìṣẹṣe. What does Ifá say about women? What does Ìṣẹṣe say about women? What is the place of a woman in Ifá and Ìṣẹṣe? That's what. Hey, Beyonce. That is what we are talking about today on our live streaming. The role of women in Ifá and Ìṣẹṣe. So, you guys, I have gist for you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mike, for that compliment. So I had gist for you. I didn't know that Robodinho has been going on TikTok. I didn't know there has been a lot of back-to-back drama going on TikTok. As much as I hate drama, I think we just really need to talk about it, because for the Ifá priests and priestesses that are involved in this back and forth, some of their followers are also my followers. So I think we need to talk about this part, And for those of you that are joining in and you want to be distracted by the distractions, please don't be distracted, okay? There is nothing perfect in human life. Everywhere you go to, irrespective of the location, the kind of job, the tradition, the culture, irrespective of what's going on there will still be drama here and there. So on social media, I don't scroll through social media. I don't have the luxury of time for that. So, and I choose the kind of content that I consume, and I think everybody should, because what we consume, it becomes our thoughts. It goes into our subconscious, and it in turn affects our, our actions and reactions to things. So I am very choosy as to who I allow in my space, what I consume. So because of that, I guess I haven't been able to see what they said has been going on. So one of my Babalawo friends told me yesterday, Jane, how are you doing? One of my Babalawo friends told me yesterday that there has been some back and forth going on, and it all started with this whole idea of, should women do Ifá or not? Are women allowed to do Ifá or not? Should a woman be allowed to do divination with the Okpele and the Ifá? Please, somebody should bring the Ifá for me. Let me show you what it looks like. Who is there? Please go to the office and bring the Ifá for me. So, that there's just been a lot of arguments about, should women use this, should women not do that? And that is why today our focus is going to be on women in Ifá and Ìṣẹṣe. What's the role of women in Ifá and Ìṣẹṣe? What does Ifá say about them? If you have been a regular follower of Iyanifa Ewa and Ifá College, we have already answered the question, is it Ifá for women or not? If you missed that live streaming, you want to head over to our YouTube channel, Iyanifa Ewa TV on YouTube, and then search on that topic where we talked about should women, the Ifá, it's inside a calabash, the small calabash, and it has the nuts, the palm kernel nuts in it. Yes, bring it. So we have already talked about that and we have concluded. We don't need to continue dragging that issue. I think I even spent 2 sessions on a Sunday morning live streaming. I did it. Ashe for today, season 2, episode 1. We talked about Ifá, and we brought out, I think, about 8 Ifá that says that Ifá is for everybody, every single person. So we have already done that. If you missed that, go to YouTube and search for that video. Now let's go further to talk about the role of women. Where do women stand? Now, if you're a man, you are also going to gain a lot from this. Why? Because there are a lot of things in spirituality that will come to you through women. That's the truth. It will come to you through a woman. If you're on YouTube, please, I can see people on YouTube and I haven't seen any comments. I haven't seen any like, any shares. On YouTube, please let me know who is live on YouTube. Where are you streaming from? You know, just Mushi Àbọrú Àbọyè, Mushi Ugbo Grand Rising to those of you that are viewing on YouTube. Thank you so much. This is a live streaming, so if you are catching the replay, we're streaming on 2 different platforms today, as we do every time we go on a live session. Toyin, okay, I guess that's it. Is it Toyin or is just spelled Toyin? Àbọrú Àbọyè, Grand Rising to you. So if you're a man and you feel, oh, this live streaming is not for me, it's for women, you lie. Because there are so many things that women represent in spirituality that is going to be beneficial to you. And if you are already listening to people that says women cannot do this, women cannot do that, women cannot stand as spiritual authorities, if you are already in that school of thought, you will miss a lot of things that women are supposed to do for you. It's not here. Ask your brother where it is. He knows where it is. Call him. So if you already have that mindset, the blessings, the lessons, the Ashe that is supposed to come to you through a woman that Ifa and Ori has called, you will not be able to get it. And let me say this first of all. For those of you that are transitioning, okay, don't let's use the word transition, sounds LGBTQ-ish. For those of you that are returning to your roots, okay, if you are coming here with the mind that your Abrahamic religion is not perfect, and you are coming to look for a perfect religion or spirituality, you will have to go to heaven or to Orun. Maybe perfection exists there. In this Ayeta Wai, this world that we are, that has human beings living in this universe, there is nothing called perfection. So once you have that in mind, you will not be part of those that say, see what is going on in Ifá. See what is going on. Show it to your sister so that the next time I ask her, she will be telling me, what am I looking for? Let her know that this is what I asked for. That's the Ifá. Let her know that's what it is. So if you are coming, as you're coming in and you see so much of the Rogbodiyan is a Yoruba word that means back, back and forth. And I love Yoruba. When Yoruba says, Kilode ta se ngboro ibi eni gbagba oti, it sounds so, Yoruba language is sweet. It means that why are we taking this matter like people that are throwing crates of drinks? So back in the day, those of you that grew up in the US, I'm sure you do not have the privilege to see that. You people missed a lot though. They just went to drug people in foreign land. But in Nigeria, in Africa, in Ghana, in most parts of Africa, when we have trucks that comes from soft drink factories or any drink factory, it is packed in crates. Like, so you have somebody that stays on the truck that throws the crates to the person down, the other person throws it to the next person. So in Yoruba we say, why are we throwing words, bantering words like people that are throwing crates? It has not reached like that. So if you are coming back to your roots, I beg of you, if your aim is to find perfection, I'm looking for a group of people who don't have problems, who will never argue, who will never antagonize each other, who will never have differences. We don't have that here. Let me just welcome you to reality. Here we have human beings. It's the same as haulage at cargo and airport. Oh wow, I've never been to the airport or the cargo where they're having haulage of goods. No, I haven't. Thank you for sharing that. Yoruba is rich and deep, I know, right? And that's why we're encouraging those in the diaspora to learn Yoruba language. Ifá College offers Yoruba language for adults and Yoruba language for kids, and it covers Yoruba language, Yoruba vocabulary, and Yoruba literature. You can learn. Like so many of you in the diaspora, a lot of us were raised in Nigeria not to also speak our native languages. Yes, I for one was, and I'm self-taught in Yoruba. I learned Yoruba myself, to read, to write, to put all the maths and everything on it, and And trust me, Yoruba is a beautiful language. So as you are returning, we are not promising you, yeah, this one is fine, thank you. We're not promising you perfection here. So if you have been seeing all this back and forth going on, it's just part of human life. And this is why we have such differences in practice, you know, in the knowledge we have about Ifá. Now, Yoruba people span, I think, 6 different states in Nigeria. People that practice things related to Ifá, they span 6 different states in Nigeria. Oyo, Osun, Ogun, Ondo, Lagos State, Benin, Ekiti State. All right, that's 7. Edo State, right? So there's some part of Edo State that also has their culture and their spirituality similar to some parts of Yoruba. Now, in all these 7 states, and then we have some Yoruba speaking people or Yoruba practicing people in Kwara State too, although it's a predominantly Muslim state, but I will not call it a Hausa state, okay? It's still more similar to Yoruba. We have practices of Ifá and ÌШΕШE there. And because when Orunmila was traveling, the teachings of Ifá that Orunmila gave, even Kogi State, thank you very much for adding that, even Kogi State was taken out of the old Kwara State, yes. When Orunmila had to travel from one location to another, he taught Ifá verbally, orally. Now, as human beings, remember that this Orisha lived on earth as humans. They had human experiences. If I tell you something, let's imagine we're 20-something people. With those on YouTube, we're about 100 people on this live streaming. If I whisper something to you, take for instance, I start from our, let me see, the person that just joined, Basi. If I whisper something to Basi, Basi whispers it to Toby, Toby whispers it to Anu Oluwapo, Oluwole just entered. And they whisper like that to 100 different people. By the time he gets to the number 100 person, and I ask the person to say what he heard, I will be shocked that what I had said to the first person will be almost totally different, or at least relatively different from what the number 100 person will say. But then, everybody was passing the same information in quotes. So most of the time, because Ifá was all orally rendered, orally and verbally preserved, there will be slight differences as it goes from place to place. Our life goal is pinned on the screen right now. I think it's called Heart Me. Is that what it's called? This team heart. Just check on the screen right now. We have a life goal. 13 people to give us that. Okay, it's called Join My Fan Club. It's a heart emoji. 13 different people. We have 12 different people remaining. We have 32 people on the live streaming right now. So please, thank you. Shola Oyetimi, thank you very much for that gift. Lashe Elédùmarè, Ajiama Kunyin Lowo. 12 more people, please. Before the next 10 minutes, Eshe Pupo. So as we are giving out this information, as Orunmila was giving out this information, there had been slight differences. Again, one of the Babas that I learned Ifá from also said this. Wọ́n nígbà tí ara ti ń dẹ Ifá, a lot of things were changing. Mrs. O Forever, thank you so much for that gift. Folawiyo, good afternoon. We need 11 more people. 11 more people for that Join My Fans Club Heart gift. On TikTok, for those of you on YouTube, keep your gifts coming in. We appreciate it. And the reason we always encourage that we meet our life goals is it makes the algorithm understand that this content is what people love and people are engaging and participating in. And TikTok will learn to show it to more people. Is that okay? So it is your own way of saying, I am helping Ifá College to reach more and more people with the undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifá and իշեշe. And as you do it, we have all had life goals that we have set. Our ancestors will make it easy for us. Ajay will make it easy for us to meet our life goals. Ashe. So, wọ́n ní ìgbà tí ara ti ń dẹ Ifá, a lot of things were changing. So imagine that when Orunmila first of all received the instruction of Ifá, where he landed to on this earth. At the time when you, how do I put it, when you receive a message, you just start something. Imagine that you just went for a fire conference. You just read a fire book. Somebody just motivated you, gave you an assignment, you just got a job. Àbọrú Àbọyè, you just got a job. You know the intensity with which you will do it. Every letter will be followed. Everything will be done. In fact, over Sabi we enter, you will do too much. Because Oshingbi Eninu, you are. There was a time when Ọ̀rúnmìlà was like that with Ifá. Wọ́n nígbà tí Ifá tára ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jẹ Ifá, a lot of things that Ọ̀rúnmìlà looked at and felt, okay, this one, now I have a hang of it. Remember, they were humans. Don't let anybody preach any sermon to you that our Orishas were 100% spiritual and they did not have human experience. Our Orishas had human experience. DDP, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. So we need how many more people now? I think we have 4 people and we need about 7 or something. But keep your gifts coming in. Yeah. Thank you so much. Aduni Folashade Ẹṣé púpọ̀ Ifá kún yín lọ́wọ́ ajé á bá yín ṣe àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí wọ́n á bá yín ṣe o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. So you know, when you start to do a particular job, you get a hang of it. You find your way around it. You look at some repeated efforts you have been making and you know this is no longer necessary. I can do it like this and still achieve the same goal. Wọ́n nígbà tí ara ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dé Ifá, certain things were changing. Now, those certain things did not change the entire purpose of it. Ṣọ́rọ̀ mi yé yín báyìí. So, tí ẹ bá wà ní Ìbàdàn, if you are from Ìbàdàn, or the Babalawo that you are connected to is from Ìbàdàn, there might be some slight difference in the way they practice Ifá as to when you move to Ọ̀yọ́, or Òṣogbo, or Ekiti, there will be slight changes. I have had the privilege to travel through every southwestern state in Nigeria while I was learning Ifá. And I saw those differences and I asked questions. And they told me, nítorí báyìí la ṣe ń ṣe báyìí níbí. Yorùbá dẹ̀ ń sọ nǹkan kan wọ́n ní bá a ṣe ń Mr. Dave Akínwándé ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ ajé á kún yín lọ́wọ́. Àtọ̀tún àtòsì tẹ̀lé fi ń kórè wá ire owó ire ọlá ló máa kó wá fún yín o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. So Yorùbá máa ń sọ nǹkan kan wọ́n ní báyìí la ṣe ń ṣe nílé tiwa èèwọ̀ bòmíì ni, meaning that the way we do things in our own father's house, it is an abomination somewhere else. So if we are speaking about certain things about Ifá, let's understand that we are talking about àṣà àti ìṣe, the place that we come from. Despite the fact that we are all Yoruba people, we are still from different places. Even the way we speak Yoruba, ó yàtọ̀. Tí ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú bá fọ èdè Yorùbá fún yín, àwọn ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú, àwọn ọmọ Alárẹ̀, tí wọ́n bá kí yín pé ẹ̀wẹ̀ so, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú is greeting you, ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ ń bẹ̀ yẹn o, ẹ káàárọ̀, báwo ni o. But ọmọ Ìbàdàn bá máa kí yín, ọ̀tọ̀ ló ṣe máa sọ Yorùbá tiẹ̀. Tẹ́kìtì bá máa sọ tiẹ̀, ọ̀tọ̀ ló ṣe máa sọ. So even our language, this Yoruba we speak, there is difference in dialect, and that is okay. It's like somebody coming up to say that his own Yoruba is the best Yoruba. Yes, there is a universally, that has become universally popular, but it does not invalidate the other dialects of Yoruba. It does not invalidate the way an Ekiti person speaks. Is that okay? So Yoruba is not, our culture and our tradition is not, because it differs in this place, then because of that, people will now be fighting on social media. No, you got it wrong, you got it right. Rah. If you want to hold on to the way it's being done where you come from, hold on to it. It has worked for your fathers and your forefathers. It would always work for you. But if you want to be broad and open-minded and see it from the way it's done in other places, yes, The universal Yoruba we are speaking is from Oyo, but the truth is, tèmi bá sọ Yoruba báyìí, bí mo ṣe ń bá yín sọ Yoruba, bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ lára Ọ̀yọ́ ṣe máa fi èdè àwọn tó kọlà sóhùn lọ́yọ̀ọ́ kò ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ṣe máa sọ. So even at that, what we call the general Yoruba is not a dialect of anybody. Ìbàdàn lèmi ti dàgbà. Bó o ní o, sálàáfíà ni o, máàmí rẹ̀ ń kọ́, báwo dẹ̀ nílé sẹ́ẹ̀rọ̀jò. That's how a person from Ìbàdàn will speak. Àwọn ará Ọ̀yọ́ náà ní bó ṣe máa sọ tiwọn. You understand? So if you are choosing to do it the way that your forefathers have chosen to do it, right, it is okay. If it has worked for them, it would always work for you too. If it has worked for them, it would always work for you too. But if you want to be open-minded and see the way it's done in other places, come along with us. Kò ń ṣe pé ká wá máa jà, ká máa fira wá ṣẹ̀sín. Elédùmarè ò ní jẹ́ ká ṣẹ̀sín. Àmọ́ nǹkan táwa ń rí tá à ń gbọ́ yìí, àwọn èèyàn tí ń fira wọn ṣẹ̀sín lórí social media o. A lot of practitioners are now beginning to allow social media to use them instead of them using social media. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, àfìfá bẹ̀yìn, àfìkí bẹ̀yìn, àfàwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ àfi bẹ̀yìn. We beg you in the name of our Orishas. We beg you with Ikin and Opele and the Odus that every one of us is holding on to. At least, even if we are different in so many things, the 256 Odù Ifá kò yàtọ̀ níbì kankan. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, let's add a little bit of maturity and accountability into what we are doing. The moment you stand up on social media and you start to speak about Ifá, you are not representing yourself anymore. It's not about what you feel. You are representing an entire race. You are representing the entire universe. The whole world is looking at you because you are holding Ifá, because you are speaking about Ifá. Understand the people that you are representing and represent us well. And those of you that are coming, if you have come across all these immature basbos that they are doing, they don't represent Ifá. At that moment, they are representing themselves. So as you go from one social media page to another, listening to different things about Ifá, get your sieve, sift it. Let the shaft go away and hold on to the good one. Don't just take anything and say, because one Babalawo on Twitter said. It is your responsibility, like I always say. Ifá is heavy on responsibility and accountability, because whatever you choose to hear and practice, it is on you as an adult. So please pick the things that work for you. Is that okay? Pick the things that work for you, that resonate universally. If somebody has said this to you in Ifá, go back to the 256 Odù Kelo Kanibe, and also understand that as you read through the Odù Ifá, there are things that align with you that doesn't align with the next person. Is that okay? At the end of the day, our shortcut answer is go and ask Ifá. If Ifá permits you to do it, do it. If Ifá doesn't permit you to do it, don't do it. Babalawos that are doing it Ifá for women, they are beating their chest to say that Ifá supports what they are doing. Let them do it. And if in your own community they said Obìnrin ò kí ń tẹ̀fá, it's okay. You can stay with your community. But if you are a woman and your community does not allow it, and you want to go and tẹ̀fá, you can go to another community. Ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo wa. So please, let's not allow these distractions, because at the end of the day, we are just starting. We are just rebuilding this thing. Let's not forget why we had to rebuild, because a certain group of people somewhere were targeting the things that we had built, the secrets and the treasures that we have, and they didn't want us to have it. That is the fight where the cause that we are championing. Don't allow any distraction. Shegbo, Àbọrú, Àbọyè, Àbọṣíṣẹ. So today we are speaking on Ifá, women in Ifá and Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. Now, for those of you that are That's the same thing that is happening. Exactly. That's the same thing that is happening in other religions. They are fighting themselves right now. Look at how they make a ridicule of themselves every day. We don't want that in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, a fi títóbi Elédùmarè a fi bẹ̀ yín, a forí àtẹlẹ́dàá yín a fi bẹ̀ yín, a forí ìyá àti bàbá yín a fi bẹ̀ yín. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Let's put this aside. We have just one goal: to re-establish and lay the foundation of Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe in truth. To open this door and let people that have been scared before see it as something that they can enjoy. Let's paint the true picture of what it is. Shegbo, we are a peaceful people. Ifá is so, in fact, compared with other forms of spirituality, African and Asian, Ifá has to be the most peaceful, the most calm. There are so many things you do in Ifá that you are allowed to fix it. Try voodoo and see if all of these things you are doing in Ifá, you cannot do it in voodoo. I have delved into West African voodoo, and I will tell you for a fact that Ifá is calm. My friends that are priests and priestesses in voodoo, they will tell me, this your Ifá is like Jesus, so he's the Jesus of African spirituality. Very peaceful, always doing like this. Other forms of African spirituality don't do that too. So let's paint Ifá as what exactly it is. So today, Ifá, women in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe, for those of you that have been that have visited the website, you would have seen that we have a page that is dedicated on the website to both to women, just to women. Now somebody might be asking, why are you focusing on just women? Here is what it is. The society that we live in, women have been marginalized. We cannot deny that. Westernization and religion has put women in a certain place that Ifá is beginning to let us know that that's not where women belong. They have suppressed, and most of the time when something is being suppressed, is because that thing contains power and truth that the rest of the world is scared of. Is that okay? We have seen what Westernization is. We have seen what Abrahamic religion is. And we have seen the patriarchy that goes on there. Nobody needs to tell you that. So we want to ask ourselves, is there a particular reason why a certain gender has been suppressed and, forced down? They are not supposed to speak, they are not supposed to do this, they are not supposed to do that. Let's ask ourselves the truth. Is that really how Olódùmarè structured it? Let's find out what it is. Now, this is not about, she's saying this because she's a woman. Those of you that listen to me know that I am for everybody. I don't believe that your reproductive organs will make a difference between you and somebody else. Not in a time and age where people can flip gender right now. Your gender is just like cloth that you are putting on right now. So in so many ways, I don't see any difference. But then, Ifá tells us, Olódùmarè tells us that there is a difference. If there is no difference, we would have just been genderless. We would have just been non-binary. Everybody would just be from the same source. But because there is a difference, that is why we have these two major genders. So we need to ask ourselves, where exactly does Olódùmarè place women? Okay? And sorry, hold on. What's going on? He's saying on YouTube that wisdom is profitable. Network trip a bit. If you can hear me on YouTube, on TikTok, let me know if you can view the screen now. Has network connected where you are? I think it has. Thank you so much for that gift. Be you. Yeah, so he was saying that women hold a certain place, and we need to find out what Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe says about women. We need to know the truth about where women stand, okay? We need to understand the place that women hold, not as a competition to men. I need you to understand this thing. When you come to Ifá, there is no competition. When you come to Elédùmarè, there is no competition of something is better than something. When you say something is better, it's because you have the same statistics to measure. There is no two human beings that can be measured with the same statistics, because we are all exposed to different things, living different life with different purposes. So it really doesn't make sense when you are trying to compare somebody to somebody, because they don't have the exact same variables. They don't. So male gender and female gender, fundamentally, we don't have the same variables. So we are not comparing. It's not a comparison. It's not a competition. It is just for us to know, what role do women hold? We already know the role that men hold. We have heard that one a million and one times. People talk about women and men so much. We've heard that. Now, what is it about women? Now, why do we think that women need this? Like, more and more people need to come and talk about women in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe. We are coming from a society where there is a narrative about women. There is a narrative about women being called the weaker vessel. There is a narrative about women being told to submit to somebody, submit to a man. When you have somebody, when you have a situation of submission, it means that somebody is high and the other person is here. All right, so you have to come under. We already have all of that going on. So we need to help women discover who exactly they are and where they stand. And I stand to be corrected, but let me say this. A lot of our, even practitioners of Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe, they are coming from the mindset of patriarchy that is going on. I've heard so many people say that, oh, Yoruba tradition naturally puts men above women. No. 1,000 times no. And do you know why I would disagree with that? Because what you are calling Yoruba tradition, that you can see in 2025, or that you have been seeing since 1970, let's say the oldest person here, 1960, right? Let's just say. What you have been seeing over the last 50, 60, 100 years is culture and tradition that has been refined by largely influenced by westernization and Abrahamic religion. It has our food, our way of education. The bad greets an adult Yoruba person standing up. But this is their first name. Yoruba culture and tradition. And I don't even mean in the diaspora. I mean corporate offices that has their roots and their culture in Nigeria, in Yoruba land. Corporate organizations that started from here. People call themselves, that is not our culture and tradition. So when you see people and you want to greet, and then how many times do you see on the streets of Lagos that a girl has to kneel down to greet an elderly woman? My network or yours, I'm not sure which it is. I'm not sure if that is my network or yours. On YouTube, on TikTok, or any of the platforms, please let me know. Somebody is complaining of poor network. I want to know if it's that person's own or ours. So what we have right now, it doesn't give the true picture of who we are. Is that okay? It doesn't give the true picture of who we are. So where we belong to. Network is poor. What's going on? Come. From my end, okay. Please come. I need to know what's happening. Let me switch the networks. Let me see what it looks like. I need to know what it looks like so I will know if I will switch the networks. From my end, yay. That's sorry about that. Let's see. This is not. Let me know if it's better. I see it. If you can come here so that if I'm switching, I will know what's happening. Then check on YouTube too so that we know if it is. YouTube's network is not the best. That means it's both. Network is not the best. Wow. Let's see. Is the network okay? Is it the quality or is it skipping or something? But wait. Please, if the network is better, let me know, please, so that I know whether to stay on this network I am or to switch. YouTube, please, turn it around. Just let me see. Which one? This is TikTok, right? Yes. They said it's skipping. Is it still skipping? Okay, yeah, because I'm not talking. Let me continue to talk. So you let me know if it's skipping. It sounds better now, right? Okay, all right. From YouTube, is it better? TikTok, is it better? This one is better. Okay, so let's continue. Your women in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe. So, like I said, a lot of what we see right now that looks like our culture and our tradition when it comes to gender roles is not what it originally was. What we have right now and what we have had over the last 100 years, you know, so to say, has been a mix of whatever it is that Abrahamic religion has brought. Because people have come from church and they've told them in church, women are not supposed to talk. Then they brought it into their house. Especially, I mean, if you're a man, you will enjoy it now. When somebody gives you a certain role that you didn't used to have before. My husband is laughing, but it's true. When somebody gives you privilege that you did not have before, you will come and why not? Everybody wants to feel like, you know, I'm in charge. As human beings, we have that tendency of wanting to just Orisha, Gbemiro, thank you so much. You said it's better now. Thank you. You know, so you cannot entirely blame the men. So right now, we need to go into what was it like pre-interaction with Western world, pre-colonial era. What was our culture and tradition like? How did we see women? Now, this is an assignment that I would give to you. Go online and search. Google, ChatGPT, whatever AI that you use, find out from them or from it, from them, find out that what was the situation of gender like, what was the role of women back in the day before westernization came, pre-colonial era. Somebody can go to any of the chat apps, chat engine, just ask what was the role of women pre-colonial era. If you have it and you want to read it out for me, please, so that we would understand that these things did not exist before. In Yoruba culture, women had a specific role. I know that a lot of you will feel a certain way if I say a superior role. Now, I would want to explain from, first of all, this whole universe. Ilé ayé tó wà lọ́wọ́ wa yìí, what we call ayé, this earth, this universe. Who are those in charge? And your Awo, from different forms of spirituality, is this still okay? From different forms of spirituality that you practice, who are those that are in charge? Àwọn wo ni Elédùmarè gbé ilé ayé fún? Who are those that are in charge of this ayé, this earth, this universe, this world, to rule it, to control it, Ah, thank you so much from Connecticut. I know you probably had something else you were doing. So please, I need answers. Ayé yìí tá à ń wò yìí, ayé tá a ní yìí, àwọn wo l'Elédùmarè gbélé ayé fún? Who are those that are in charge? Who are those that are governing this earth? I'm not talking about president of nation. No. Ayé, àwọn tá à ń pè ní ayé gangan, àwọn wo ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? This earth, this world, this universe that we see, the powers that control it, what gender are they? I need responses in comment section. I need responses in comment section. What gender are they? Since we are talking about it. Someone says, DGP says, Eleye Iyami. Okay, I need another person's opinion. Àwọn Iyami. Okay, we have gotten 2 people that said Àwọn Iyami. Any other person? Female. Jane said female. Okay. Now, for clarity purpose, Jane is not Nigerian, no? At least by first nationality. She's Kenyan. And in their own spirituality practice there too, women are the ones that the divine and supreme being gave this earth to be rulers and judges. And you see those female that they were giving to, I need you to explain, I need to understand something. When it comes to spirituality, when we talk about energies, you know, we have masculine energy and feminine energy. Now, masculine energy and feminine energy does not necessarily mean male and female gender. Do we all understand that masculine and feminine gender, does it always depict male and female, masculine and feminine energy? Does it always depict male and female gender? Let's know. Does it always depict that? Does it always depict that? I need us to respond. I need us to respond. No, it doesn't. Yeah. So you can have somebody that is male gender by virtue of reproductive organ. The person is called male, but the person can have feminine energy. Okay. Now, when we talk about àwọn Iyami, excuse me. When we talk about àwọn Iyami, we are not just speaking about energy. We are not just speaking about feminine energy. We are not just speaking about feminine energy. We are speaking about females. Tí Yorùbá ń pè ní obìnrin, female by reproductive description. Àwọn Iyami, they do not have men among them. So in Ifá said, African women holding position of... Okay, somebody is saying here that African women are holding position of authority in politics, economy, and household management. Women were never relegated. Does everybody agree with the fact that there was never a time that women were relegated? In present day society, women are not relegated. Women are allowed to hold position in politics, economy, and in what? Household management. Do we all agree that women were never relegated? Women have as much power in the society as men. Please think about that answer, about that question before you answer. Because me, I don't agree. If you say women were never relegated, I really want to ask you, which part of the world do you exist? Where have you been living? Where have you been living if you say women were never relegated? Women have been constantly. Okay, you mean pre-colonial era. All right, thank you very much. The person has explained. They gave me a half response. So the person said this was pre-colonial era. So pre-colonial era, women were never relegated. They were allowed to hold political, economy, position. All right. I asked that you go and find out, and somebody has found that out. So that wasn't what it was supposed to be. So let's start from the description of àwọn Iyami. They are the ones Olódùmarè gave this earth to. It's not a feminine energy. They are not a spirit body. Àwọn ìyá wa yẹn. When you go into some communities and some societies, I'm an Ifá priestess, so trust me, I've seen things. There are certain things that we want to do in a community. When we get there, 1 year, ẹ kọ́kọ́ lọ kí àwọn ìyá yẹn, àwọn láṣojú àdúgbò tá a wà yìí o. Ẹ lọ kí wọn, ẹ lọ fún wọn ní nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ máa fún wọn. Ẹ béèrè pé kí ni nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbà. Tí a bá tún ti ṣe tán, à lọ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Àwọn ìyá yẹn, they are not men in any way. Gender wise, they are not men. Obìnrin ni wọn, kò sọ́kùnrin kankan nínú wọn rárá. Those of you that attended the class where I talked about àwọn ajogun, àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ and èṣù. When we describe àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ, we were using the book of Baba Professor Wande Abimbola. In that book, he described àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ. Wọ́n ní obìnrin pọ́nbélé ni wọ́n, kò sọ́kùnrin nínú wọn rárá. So those women, those ones that Elédùmarè gave this earth to be judges, to rule, to direct, to do and undo, they are not answerable to any other being aside from Olódùmarè, and they are the only body of spiritual entity that is not answerable to any other being aside from the divine and supreme being. When we took that class, if you are not on that live streaming, go to YouTube and search for the video. Àwọn Iyami, àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ and èṣù. Go and search for that video. When we took that class, we read several essays that told us that even when the Orishas lived on this earth, àwọn Iyami dealt with them. Àbọrú Àbọyè o, ajé mi pọ̀ sí, gbogbo àtọ̀yìn o. They dealt with them. They had their own fair share of their experience. When we give Ebo to Orisha, Eshu can how would I put it? Eshu can assure us when we give Ebo to Orisha and to Egungun, please, Babalawo Fadipe, please send an invite so that I can accept it. We have a special guest on the live streaming today. For those of you that saw the flyer, we have a special guest that is going to, also be talking about this. And then I have another guest that will be coming up around 2 p.m. Nigerian time. She's an Iyanifa from the diaspora. So please send me an invite so that I can bring you up. Right, so if we give Ebo to Eshu to take care of an Ajogun, or we are giving Ebo through Eshu to an Orisha, Eshu can assure us that the Orishas have accepted it. Kato bi Ebo yen lo, we will ask, is this Ebo complete? When we finish, we will make what's it called? Divination with Obi to ask, she Ebo yitigba. But when it comes to àwọn Iyami, nobody gives you an assurance that they will accept it. They are not answerable to anybody. Olódùmarè put those entity in that place of power, and they are purely women. Please keep tapping on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing, keep tapping on your screen. We are just 20k likes. This is way lower than the progress we usually make. Royal Arts Media, thank you very much for joining. Babalawo Ifadipe, I have not seen your, okay, let me send you an invite myself. Invitation sent, right? Yes, I have sent you an invitation. You should be able to, all right. Okay, so we have Babalawo Ifadipe, so I will bring him up shortly. Thank you so much for the gift. So àwọn yẹn l'Elédùmarè gbélé ayé fún. So if Elédùmarè puts women in that level of authority, that the only person, the only being that can question them is they themselves, Olodumare themselves, then you should understand the fact that Olodumare does not joke with that gender. Olodumare trusted that gender so much that he says, you be my second in command, because that is literally what it is. You are answerable to me. I give you orders. You take orders from me. Whatever you do, the only being that can change it is me. No other person can. They cannot bribe you. They cannot scare you. They cannot, what's the word I'm looking for? YouTube, thank you. Tony Rushewe says, even kings, warriors, etc., they reference àwọn Yami to succeed in everything they plan to embark on. Olódùmarè gave so much power to them. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, ẹ ṣé. Ọgbọ́n àti ìmọ̀ àti òye yín Ifá túnbọ̀ máa fi kún. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. So that is it. So how did we now get to this point? Báwo la ṣe débi tá a dé yìí gangan? Babaláwo Ifá, are you there? Please, can we let me know if you are connected? Let's know if we can hear you. Àbọrú Àbọyè, ẹ ṣé gan ni o. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Mo dúpẹ́, it's a privilege to have you here. Thank you. Ogbo aton yin sa, ṣé ẹ lè gbọ́ mi sà? Please check your microphone. I can't hear you if you are speaking. I can't hear you. Please check your microphone. Or is there something I'm supposed to do from my end? Let me see. No, there's nothing. Please, if you can hear me, your mic is on. Oh, you can hear him. Am I the only one that cannot hear him? Have you said anything? Let me know, because I can see the blinking on the, I can see it blinking, but I can't hear you. We can hear him. I can't hear him. What's going on right now? What's going on right now? What's going on right now? Let me see. I'm sorry, if anybody knows what setting I'm supposed to, let me see. Please, if anybody knows what setting I'm supposed to adjust from my end so that I can hear him, let me know. Yes, okay, exit and return. All right, let's try that. YouTube will not be able to hear if I cannot hear him. Okay, let him exit and return. All right, so if you can find the button, I saw it the other time. If you can find the request button, if not, let me invite you again and see if it's going to work this time. Invitation has been sent again. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I don't know why you hear me.
If I tell you the reason I couldn't hear you, you will tell me to go and buy Nokia 3310. I reduced the volume of my phone. Can you imagine? The volume of my phone was down. I just realized it was down. I can hear you now. So those of you on YouTube, can you hear him now? I can hear you now. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o, mo ṣe gbọ́ atọ́ yín o. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́, a kú iṣẹ́ irúnmọlẹ̀. Àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ wọ́n á túnbọ̀ máa gbé wá. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Yeah. So lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni ọ̀rọ̀ báwo la ṣe máa sọ Yorùbá? Ipò táwọn obìnrin ní nínú Ifá àti Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. I mean, the role of women. Where do we stand? Where gbogbo nǹkan tá a ti ń gbọ́ káàkiri ṣe mọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ pé obìnrin ò lè tẹ̀fá, obìnrin ò lè fi kí n dáfá, tí obìnrin bá tẹ̀fá á ṣègbéraga sọ́kọ ẹ̀. In short, I know that a lot of things are coming, but in short, I will term it as patriarchy in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe. That's the way I will term it, unapologetically. Nǹkan tá a rí gangan nìyẹn. I mean, you and I have talked, before now, but I think I need to have your opinion on this, to the other people. Let me expand the screen here. Eshigoni, thank you very much. So I'm the student today. It's good to have another teacher. I'm always teaching.
You can hear me now.
Yes, I can. Clearly.
Awesome.
I can.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be on your program. I appreciate it. And the subject matter is a good subject, and I'm really much interested. So you are not far from the truth. Patriarchy has watered down lots and lots of the dignity, power, and the strength of our women. And we know that the system that we currently exist, which of course is the Western system that we currently operate, is still very much valid as of today, as taking power and dignity from the lives of our women. Because when the love that I have for Iyami is so profound that the kind of incredible power this host of women have is unfathomable, to the extent that you will not find it in any other religion. And Christianity or Islam, in fact, Islam is even worse. I mean, women don't even have any dignity to even talk about. Christianity, on the other side, is a subtle patriarchy that tends to just silence the women in one, but they give them a feel of presence. If you look at the highest level of their system, which is called the Catholic, you will not find any woman there. I mean, we all know the Papa of Sea and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it all stems down from the top down, right? So they may give the women, this sense of belonging, blah, blah, blah. But we know, they know the root, the basic point of where they are from has got no woman in it. That's a fact. When you come down to African spirituality, and in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe, for example, you will see that the women are pretty much strong force, you understand, in the bringing up of everything that has to do with life in itself. Even Orunmila at some point in time, despite his large wisdom, his understanding, when they had to interface with the Iyami, they're like, okay, guys, go and do whatever you want to do now. You come back and meet us. You come back and where you are.
Exactly.
When you left, just go ahead and do whatever you are doing. And when he saw that things weren't just going as planned and as well, he had to go back to them. He said, guys, women,
exactly.
And he had to acknowledge, give them what they deserve, what they want, and that was at that point in time things started going and started all going well for him.
Yeah.
And that's even perspective. So how we now came down to a point where our women are not just feeble beings is where I'm still trying as much as possible to understand. And if you look at it, right, because before we even came into this world, right, 1 year so we already have assigned ourselves or transacted with Olodumare before we came into this dimension that this and this is what I want to be, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to become. And we came down into this dimension, we forgot all that we transacted with Olodumare. Remember that Olodumare is not seeing us as lesser beings. He's seeing us as an integral part of him or herself. We are an integral part. So we are not lesser beings as chronicled by the Christianity now. That, okay, these people are higher, somebody is lower. We now came into this dimension and we definitely had a collective amnesia. We forgot what we were.
Collective amnesia, oh my God.
Collective amnesia. We forgot who we were, what we did, what we should be doing, how we should relate, how we should relate to the world. And now came into a system. I'm sure many of us here, I'm sure we're between the ages ages of, let's say, 20 and 50 or 60, I can tell you for free that we all were born into this patriarchy system. We do not know any other system other than this system.
Exactly.
If anybody knows any other system other than the system, they can probably put it on the comment section. We do not know any other system other than this system. And so our attitudes, our behaviors, our likes, our dislikes, our actions and inactions is already determined. The moment we start knowing the system, our parents taught us the same thing. Our mother taught us the same thing. We go into a school that was enforcing the same ideas. We have the media enforcing the same ideas. We have the media that is enforcing the same ideas. Wherever you go, they were all enforcing the same ideas. You go to church, they enforce the same thing. You go to Islam, they enforce the same thing. So we became a system, we become a society or a people who do not have a defined mind other than what is in the system. So when you see a woman relate or when you see a woman react, she's not the one reacting. It's the system that she has learned and she has been schooled into, or that this is who a woman should be. Or when you keep on reiterating these words like woman, you know you are the weaker, what they say,
weaker vessel.
You are the weaker vessel. You are the weaker vessel. And the more you keep on echoing that, the more that becomes your reality. Your energy begins to relate with it. Your mind begins to function as a result of that. Your body chemistry, already to see yourself as something that is just a weakling, and you need somebody to come and help you out.
Exactly. You need saving. You need somebody to save you. In fact, sorry to cut you, even as little as the cartoons that we watch as children, there is always a prince that is coming to save one helpless girl. There is never a girl that is coming to save the world. It's always the men, the superheroes are usually male. Until recently, all the superheroes I grew up seeing in cartoons as a child, they were male, and the girl always needed saving. Cinderella story, very annoying. I get you,
If you look at all the novels, you understand the novels, the news and all those books that they're all really, you see, it's a well orchestrated system. And unfortunately, that system is usually targeted towards the women. Is targeted towards the women. Because the women holds the power of creativity. No matter how big a man is today, he still goes to go through a woman. Woman holds the power of creativity. She's the one that kind of mirrors the creative power of Olódùmarè.
Exactly.
She only has
Exactly.
He mirrors it. He mirrors the creative power of Olódùmarè, not only by the fact of productiveness, but the intuitiveness that she has. She mirrors the power, the strength of Olódùmarè. And so when you now come into a system and you begin to have these definers for our women, that women are this, women should be this, women that should be that. The more there, and that's when you look into this religious system, you see more of our women there. You see, in fact, it's the women that makes the system work. It's the system that is the women that solidifies the system, that give that system energy. The system, because the power of a woman is beyond not just that reproductiveness. She can incubate. You can put one thing there and she bring it to a million. You put a million there and it goes to a billion. She's an incubator. And so when you put her in a system, when you have her in a system that that you want, just have more women there, have women, and that system in itself will naturally live. Naturally. It will just keep on evolving. Because the woman there, or the energies of the feminine energy there, is incubating, is just producing. Just producing. You just keep on producing, and that's how to keep that system running. And so, the moment our women in Africa begin to understand this, that look, a tool and begin to claim and bring their power back to themselves, then you will see a whole change in the total structure of this system that we call patriarchy. And it's not to say that, the woman are above, men are above, somebody is below, somebody is called equilibrium. And if you look at the principles of physics in its way, you want to maintain equilibrium as much as possible. If it's a little loaded on the right side, it's going to tilt upwards on the left. If it's a little bit loaded on the left, it's going to tilt to the right. So they have to be that equilibrium. And that is where the man and the woman come in to maintain that balance, not only within the society, but also within nature in itself, because nature in itself is seeking for that balance. And the more the earth mirrors what is already in the heavens, already in the world, then our natural estate will be balanced. Right now, the equilibrium is tilted to the men. It's patriarchy, and the women are below.
Sorry, let's pause a bit. Somebody asked the question before I go on. The person said, so women are incubators, yet the richest people the world, the richest people the world over are majorly men. That is, if you are listening, you see, I tell people this, just like we have speaking as a skill, listening is a skill that people need to learn. You need to listen and understand. Just don't listen to respond. We are adults. Now, we are explaining to you how the society became like this. The part of history when women were in charge and in control, especially in this part of the world, right? Let's take this part of our own world, for example. The part where women led so many things and controlled so many things, that part of history has conveniently been wiped off. Even in black history, Western black history, I mean, the role that women took in places like the US, those stories have been wiped off. Because the system is just patriarchal. You don't get it. Whatever it is, whatever statistics you are reading today that talks about men are the richest, men are this, men is that, it is the narrative that they want you to hear. Now, take for instance, Iyanifa, Àbọrú, Àbọyè. I've seen a couple of your people. Alafia to you guys too. Thank you very much for joining. Let's take for instance the story of Olufunmilayo Ransom Kuti. When I was in school, this person that dropped this comment, please, I hope you are still here. I think it's Feyi or Feye, I'm not sure. F-E-Y-I-E. When you were in school, if you are Nigerian, when you were in school, what did they tell us about Olufunmilayo Ransom Kuti? The only thing I heard about that woman was that she was the first person to drive a car. That's the only thing I heard about her. Recently, there's the movie on her on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix or Prime, I'm not sure. And the narration of her life. Now, let's understand the fact that Olufunmilayo Ransom Kuti, a couple of her children are still alive, I think so. At least her grandchildren that interacted directly with her are still alive. If you watch that movie and you listen to what her children and grandchildren have to say about her, you will ask yourself, where did they keep that part of history? The part that she stood against these Western people, she stood against the patriarchy system, against kings that existed in Yoruba land. Somehow, conveniently, we were never taught that in social studies. Nobody gets to talk about that. So when they are asking you to talk about women that fought for so many things in Nigerian history, even you will not mention Olufunmilayo Ransom Kuti. Why? Because she's a woman. And the narrative doesn't just want us to hear anything that a woman did. So trust me, if history were to be written exactly the way it was, you will see so many things that women had done. You would see the parts that women have been caught. See, I have been practicing herbalism and traditional medicine for a while. Women have made very great improvements. But let me explain to you. Once a woman, take for instance, a woman finds cure to cancer, for example, they will not, Nigeria of today will not allow that news to go out as a woman. They are going to approach the woman, offer her whatever it is they want to offer her, to buy that idea and solution from her. If it has to go public, a man will champion that thing. The best they can give her is that, oh, she was on our support team. It's either they have offered her something she can't say no to, or they have threatened her to the point that she just looks at the system and knows that I cannot fight it. And this happens in every part of the world. So if you think that the statistics of the richest and most successful men that you have is based on fair statistics, then I should ask you if you even understand what this life is and where it's going to. Women have been put on that limit. You are going too far. Once you get to a particular place, they will pull you back. Remind you of how you are a woman. Remind you of how you cannot do this. Threaten you, buy you, do everything, because the narrative, if it must go out, it has to be a man. And that is what we are correcting now. So we need to start from the fact that if you still believe in whatever history has said, then this class is probably not for you. Because you first of all have to go and unbelieve everything. You need to understand the fact that the people that sold that story, they had a narrative in mind. And once you have a narrative in mind, you cannot be fair and unbiased in what you are going to tell. So let's start from the fact that whatever you have in history right now, 70% of it is not fair and it is not unbiased, especially when it comes to gender. So once you have that in mind, you will understand that you cannot make history an example of whatever it is that is going on. So, Babalawo, the next question I want to ask now is, in your own journey in spirituality, in Ifá and in ÌШΕШE, have you personally experienced things that you look at and you say, this is patriarchy? I mean, this is not Ifá, this is just women being marginalized. There is no way. Have you, like, real life experiences? Now, why I ask this is because on our live streaming on Ifá College, what I represent, I want to be able to bring every knowledge and information to a place where people can resonate with it. You know, real life, not just speaking out of the blues, real life experiences. Why has it become a source of concern? Why do we feel the need to actually talk about it? Eshe Gonisa.
Yeah, indeed. See, because it's the order of things. If we want there to be reorder of nature in itself, we have got to get to that place. So, me, that came from, of course, Christianity and whatnot, you know, because there was a time, right, and of course, I've read some couple of things, you know, Christianity and whatnot, and I also see even in the Christianity field, which of course was already telling, you know, to look into myself, look into my culture, look into Africa, what was playing out, and how women were literally suppressed, you know, even from the Europeanized books. If you look at it from that story of Jesus and all the disciples and whatnot, there is a particular figure there which we call Mary Magdalene. And Mary Magdalene, right, according to one text, you know, it was one of the, in fact, is a favorite of all disciples. As a matter of fact, the church was actually built on Mary Magdalene. But when you are working in that system of patriarchy and whatnot, you know, then they now moved it to Peter, right? Peter, blah, 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 you know, became the blah, blah, upon this rock of blah, 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 and so on. So now when you now look at Magdalene, who was also meant to be one of the, in fact, if not even the best disciples of him, it was now, I mean, we all know the story. They'll call him a prostitute. They called her rather. They called her a prostitute. That she's this, that you cannot build something, something, something. So they use these words to actually push her aside, and build whatever religion, the Jesus religion, upon these 12 men. Right? That okay, these 12 men. But the woman who is also a key integral of that religion in itself was literally sidelined and called a prostitute. And that's what we have it today. So when I started digging deep into this, and I started saying that, oh, wait a second. What's going on here? When I now look into the church that I was at that time, and there was this picture they had on the wall, and they were like, I think they were the governing council, whatever they called themselves. They were like maybe like 16 men. These are the big shots of the church, then the big shot of that church. You know, all over the world, So they had a collective picture that they all have in their offices and so on. So I now saw all of them men. I was like, why? They have women and daughters and girl child in the system. When they look into that picture, they don't see themselves there. They don't see your own person. You don't see yourself in that picture. And so what that thing is communicating to somebody who is a woman or is a girl, well, look, it don't really matter. It's the men that are going to be in charge of everything anyway. So the girl child also doesn't see our own self in the scheme of the global so-called church in that sense. And you see how they age out. So it is a systemic way of aging out women, inclusion, separating them. That, you know, then of course this concept of menstruation and so on also embodied in all those dramas that they paint that, look, women should are not clean enough. In some part of them, they're not clean enough, and so they cannot do this, they cannot do that. Now, when I now came into ÌṢÄŠE, and I began to see droplets of this patriarchy, right, in the ΙШΕΣΕ thing as well. So, but if you look at it before the coming of colonization, these things weren't so. So we are all, what will I call it now? We are all residues of this patriarchal system. And that patriarchal system is finding its place because we all came from that patriarchal system. We don't know any
difference.
We have not experienced any other system. For instance, if you look at the story of Ota, which was the town that was basically instrumented by the àwọn. That town is actually the whole. I mean, it was developed. How would I use the word develop? It was the citadel. Of women. At some point, women would come in, right? And so they had their own rules. They had their own agor. They had their own agor. They had their own agor. They had their way of doing things there. So we have seen that women were literally leaders of nations. Because before all these so-called borders came, we were a nation. We had nations, countries, and so when you now see now that the ΙШΕΣΕ now are now like, women should not do this. Women must not. You understand? It's all an aftermath from the patriarchal system. And correcting them in itself is going to be a very tough work. Because patriarchy is profitable.
Exactly.
It's profitable.
They are benefiting from this thing on a high level. And people don't realize that. They don't know that. They are benefiting from this a lot.
Yeah, it's profitable. So if I have, if for instance I'm in an organization and I know I don't merit the position, and maybe there are like other women that are equally very, very good, more than I do, and the mentality within that system is patriarchy, there's no way that they will not favor me. You understand? So it's very, very profitable. Even in the church system, it's profitable for the men.
It is. It is.
And in Islam, you know that one, that's the highest point of profitability. It's profitable for the men. So patriarchy is profitable. However, the patriarchy system is turning our earth into what it shouldn't be. Because
Like
the
the
earth
opposite
in itself
of it.
is not patriarch.
Exactly.
It's even. It's feminine in its nature. That's why you say a mother earth. The earth is mother in itself. It's giving. You put a seed to the ground, it germinates. It brings you many
Yes. Yes.
yam, put a stalk of yam, and it gives you another one. So the earth in itself is a mother. It has that mother. Its mother in itself is ferocious, it's kind, and no, it's productive. I mean, there's no way you can symbolize the earth without looking at the woman.
Yes.
There is no way
Yes.
without looking at the woman.
Eshigoni.
A man can pour the seed there, but it's the earth that will bring forth that
That's
germination.
exactly.
That will multiply
If
that
the
seed
if the
into
earth
many fold.
if the earth is not supporting it, the seed would die right inside it there. It's not germinating, it's not going anywhere.
So I didn't get that.
I said, if you put the seed in the earth and the earth doesn't allow it to germinate, it just dies off. There's nothing that is going to come out. There's nothing you can do. You cannot force it to grow. If he says, I'm not growing you, he's not going to grow. That's simply what it is. Eshegoni Babalawo, thank you so much.
We're actually standing upon, it's feminine in itself.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you create whatever you give to it and bring it, multiply it. And when you now look at this patriarchy system, it's all about destruction. Now, we're not saying that the men are not good. We are talking about the system. It's not the men. It's the system.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the system.
That is profitable to this ideology of patriarchy. Is a system. And that system grounds or rises on patriarchy. Men. So the moment we begin to disconnect and begin to remove all these layers upon layers of patriarchy and begin to have the understanding, and the women particularly, begin to have the understanding of their ability within themselves, the heart in itself, because the earth will listen to the woman, and the woman will listen to the earth, and the earth will listen to the man. Then there is going to be a new day. Whatever we are doing right now, we are literally reprogramming the earth.
Yeah.
Reprogramming the earth to bring forth to be what it has always been.
It has always been what it was designed to be.
What it was designed to be, exactly. What it was literally designed to be is not this patriarchy. It can't be. It's not even possible.
Thank you so much. Iyanifa has, I think she has just like a few minutes. She has to go and attend something. So let me bring her up.
All right.
Ejoni for me, dear. Iyanifa, are you there? Are you there?
Iyanifa, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you so much.
Àbọṣíṣẹ to you.
Obuato, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I finally get to see your face, Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, we've been talking about this, backstage. We've been talking about this, and I know that you represent a huge number of women in the diaspora who are coming back to their roots, particularly those that have been called to be Iyanifas. So I really want to start. First question is this. What exactly are the challenges that you women are facing, particularly as sisters in the diaspora in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe? I want to know what your pains are, what the challenges are, what does it feel like? Because I'm sure it's easier for those of us here, as hard as it is here. I can't imagine what it is with you guys at the other side. We want to know. And I know you speak for 80% of every other woman that is practicing Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe in the diaspora.
Àṣẹ. Ashe. Like, do we have all day? No, I feel like it's incumbent upon me to talk about the way that իշեշե came to me, because
Okay.
it'll highlight what that looks like.
Okay.
When I discovered Ifa and Orisha tradition, it was not through the lens of իշեշե. In the diaspora, most of our social media content creators that we see that are very popular practice one of the diasporic, one of իշեշե's children. So
yes, the offshoots of
Kandogwe,
իշեշե. Yes,
Shahoba.
yeah.
Yes. So this is the lens through which we would see most immediately what it means to be a part of this practice.
Okay.
And so I fell in love with the culture and things of that through that lens, but I did not feel a call to fully ingratiate myself in the tradition because of, well, if you are a woman, you can't do this. If you're a woman, you can't do that. If you're a woman, you can't do this. I left an Abrahamic religion where things like that were said. Why would I go into another practice that essentially is going to do is an Abrahamic religion in African clothes? So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to honor the Orishas, and I feel grateful the way that Ori led my path, because it ended up I ended up finding իշեշե practitioners within the diaspora that talked about Ori. So I did a lot of Ori work well before I met my godmother. And I did a lot of ancestor veneration well before I ever met my godmother. And I think that's what ordered my steps to her. And a lineage where she birthed in our first initiation nothing but womb holders. Everyone present in her first group was womb holders. And I think that was what my Ori needed me to see for the work that I was supposed to do. But I didn't want to be in the tradition directly. I didn't want to be in the tradition. I was like, and I had no designs on priesthood. Like, that wasn't in my purview. I just felt like this was something my ancestors had done. And I'm a firm believer that our ancestors knew the Most High, God, Source, the Creator, whatever that nomenclature looks like, well before a colonizer and enslaver showed up.
Yes.
So being able to have an access to that knowledge and wisdom is all I really wanted. It wasn't until my first divination, my godmother, she's like, yeah, you're supposed to be a priest. And I'm like,
I know.
but if I had the state, and the way that Olodumare, Ori, and the ancestors moved, because my uncle went to Santeria. And when I first discovered Orisha, I remembered him mentioning like Eshu and Ogun. And I was like, this is the elder I'm looking for. He's in my family. No, he's not. Because he would have taken me on a path that would have taken me off my destiny.
Yes.
Because my Odu says I'm supposed to be an Iyanifa. And I would not have been able to live out the fullness of my full potential in any of those other traditions. When I see Black women, most especially, women overall, but when I see Black women and I think about the work we had to do in terms of overcoming enslavement, the civil rights movement, putting our bodies on the front line, only to find our ancestral practices and say, yes, you have put your body on the front line. Yes, you have endured all this trauma and suffering, but you are unable to realize a leadership role, a role that would put you on the same equal footing as a man in this practice. It was genuinely heartbreaking. I was so excited on the live where you answered the question about Odù, because I was like, this don't make sense to me. For me, իշեշե, Ifá has always felt very logical, and the idea that this Okon, when you understand what it truly represents, it's not just a divining trait, but when you understand what the symbolism, this is related to women. When we realize that pots are related to women, and half our tools are related to women, but then you say, well, you can't do this because you're a woman. You can't see Odù. And when you explained what that verse really meant, I said, this verse has been weaponized against us. It has been weaponized against us. And such ways like, well, you're not allowed to see it. Of course we're not. It's inside our body. we're not, we don't need to see it because we carry it.
Exactly, we carry it. It's a representation of who we are. It's a mirror of who we are. You know?
Exactly. It's embedded in us. We don't need to see. Even when you take about logic, when you get a C-section, how does the hospital room look? They cover you so that you can't actually see your womb outside your body when they remove the baby. It doesn't mean we don't have it. It doesn't mean we have access to it or are disconnected from it. It's just symbolic of the fact that it's already inside of us. If we see it outside of us, there's something wrong. It's not about us casting Odù. Recently, I realized in the interpretation in some of the books, the name of the Awo will say Iya, but they will put he when they refer to the Awo. And I'm like, oh, this is just very purposeful. Like, I just did Ogunda Otura. And it's an Iyanifa that tells the three not to go to the farm or else they're going to meet death. It's an Iyanifa that gives them that divination. And they didn't listen to her. So when we get our books and we're studying even, and we're trying to get the wisdom that we didn't grow up with, it's like our brain is so programmed now to not see us as is, that when we see it written in print, it's like we'll miss it because they will put a he right there. And it's like, and we can't do it. I would not come out as an Iyanifa for the longest because I didn't want to hear the backlash. I would not come out as an Iyanifa for the longest. And honestly, I wouldn't be here if Ifá hadn't given it to me as an epo. Ifá purposely, like, I don't want nothing to, I want you to go make content about Ifá. Who made content? The first time I put out that I offered divination, I wasn't going to offer divination. I was like, I'm good. This is for me, I'm good. And Ifá's like, who said that? Who told you that? I need you to put this out here. Because I knew they were going to come in my comments. And when I first went live, they would say it all the time. Who is this woman? How dare you talk about Ifá? How dare you talk about the Odù? They would come in my lives and be brutal. They would come in my lives and they would be so nasty to me. And they'll come in my comments and be so nasty because I was a woman, and not just a woman. Now, like a black woman, I feel like it was even more visceral. They come into my inbox. I'd be so happy when you say they should not be asking for your Odù, because that's what they do. They'll come in the inbox for what you are Iyanifa, what is your Odù? And for whatever reason, I always felt like,
that's awkward. That's rude. That's disrespectful.
Like, would you ask me this?
Why?
But I feel like, because they want some, in their mind, they need to validate me. And I'm like, if your ORV didn't validate me, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I don't have anything to prove to you. And if you go watch my videos, you can tell. So I don't have anything to prove. So I feel like it's important for Black women especially. This is a medicine for us. We are looking across honestly, it breaks my heart to hear that it's so, like where we had enslavement, y'all got colonization, and how much of a job it did on all of us. And I wish we could see the parallels in that experience. As Black women, we have forgotten collectively who we are as a group, and the medicine that we carry and the strength that we carry as a group. And I feel like it is so important for us to see more Iyanifas out there. We need to see ourselves. I watched a young lady, she practiced Lukumi, she was initiated Yamoja, and she's doing an interview with the Baba. And her truth slipped out. I know it did because she kind of fixed herself, but her truth slipped out because he starts to talk about how Yamoja wants to learn and da-da-da. And she says it out, yes, there's so many things I want to learn. I want to understand how to do the Ifá and divination, but I can't because I'm a woman. and then she kind of shifted, but that was her truth.
Yes.
That was the truth in that moment. And there's so, when you talk about growing up with Ifá in the house, so that people can't play in your face, that's the medicine that I'm hoping to give to our people here. That's why I have an Odù study group. Not so that you can become a priest. It's so that when you sit in front of one, you know that they're valid. You know they're not trying to play.
Yes,
you know
exactly.
that you have a general idea.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
We need this medicine more than ever with everything going on over here. We need this more than ever, and we need our Black women to be able to align to their fullness. This is why we're exhausted. This is why we're tired. It's because we're off path. We're exhausted, we're tired, we're worn down. We don't have anything left to give because we have been giving it out of alignment. Itefa will help us bring ourselves back into alignment.
Yes.
It's not about us becoming ES. We just deserve to know who we are.
Exactly. Is that too much to ask? Like, as an adult Black woman, I want to know what I'm here to do. I want to know what my purpose is. I don't want to gamble through life. I want to know what my taboos are. I want to know what I'm here to do. How do I be a part of this? That is all some women are asking. And they somehow think that, I mean, imagine that somebody was talking on the topic of Itefa. I think it was Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe. She was speaking on the topic of Itefa. And somebody is in the comment section saying, women are not supposed to use Ikin, they are supposed to use Erin the logo. And I'm like, how did we go from speaking about Itefa to talking about Erin the logo on Opele? You people don't even have basic knowledge of what this thing is. That's just what it says. Because if you know what Itefa is, if you are telling me that a woman cannot know her purpose, then that means you should also tell me that when children were born, the Àkọsẹ̀jayé was only done for male children. Because if Àkọsẹ̀jayé can be done for female children, why can't they do? They don't even understand these things. You see that knowledge, they don't have it. Ask them, why do people do it? You hear them saying, so that you can have your own Ifá. So when you have your own Ifá, to what end? They don't have, because if the only reason for Itefa is to have your own Ifá so that you can give Ebo to Ifá, a random person that comes to Ifá, if a divination is made and is asked to offer Ebo to Ifá, he will give Ebo to Ifá whether he has done Itefa or not. So if the whole idea is just to be able to give Ebo to Ifá, anybody can do that without going into this. They don't know that what some women are asking for is not even to become an Iyanifa. A lot of women have a lot going on already. Black women especially, we have a lot going on already. We have our homes to take care of, we have our children, we have our careers, we have business, we are supposed to be grandmothers. We have a lot going on. See, I tell people, if it was to be a choice, I'm sure you and I would not choose to be Yanifas. We would just learn Ifá for ourselves and our family. It's a lot of work. So they think we're trying to take their role. Men think we're trying to take their jobs. They think we are competing with their clients. Because that's what I think they think all of this is. They are feeling threatened like, oh, the more women start to do this, nobody will come to men again. It's not a competition. We're not. We just want to know what Ifá has for us. We want to have a relationship with our Ori, with Olódùmarè. We want to be sure of every step we are taking. And life will be better for men. If you have a woman in your life who has purpose, who knows what her steps are, who knows what her taboos are, you will live a better life as a man. That's something they don't get. They don't understand that part. I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like that's exactly what it is. It's not about, they're not thinking about destiny. They're thinking that you make Itefa, you get a title. Because that's what it's been reduced to in the diaspora. When you make Itefa, you get a title. And it is all about the title. And we can't allow women to have this title. There have been Babas and other traditions that have literally said, if I meet an Iyanifa, I would never greet her with the Àbọrú Àbọṣíṣẹ because she's not even supposed to have this title. She's not supposed to.
Wow.
This Iyanifa is a made-up thing. It's just an honor. I've heard that Iyanifa is made up. Iyanifa is an honorary title. The Abrahamic. I so appreciated when Baba spoke on our menstrual cycle because I've heard people say like, we can't do this, that, and the other thing because of our menstrual cycle.
I'm going to talk about that. People will be shocked what the truth is.
Yes, like you giving very Abrahamic, and I don't like that. I don't like how that just doesn't seem logical to me. And that women, even in some traditions, I won't name it, but they don't even get a full hand of Iki, ever. So they don't even get the fullness of that relationship with Ifá. And they're like, well, you don't need it because this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, there's no dude that tells you to do that. And so I feel like it's important for women like you to be seen. And yes, sorry, but I felt it. Like women like us to be seen, so that our sisters and our sisters can see, like, no, you can know who you are. Like you can know what your destiny is, and to walk in it and live in it and be in alignment. Because you mentioned about some people talking about women making Itefa and then they end up leaving their husbands. It's not Itefa that does it. It is maybe something in their Odù said this is out of alignment, or maybe he has not come to Ifá and she needs someone that is in the tradition. Because why would you not, if you know your destiny and he doesn't, like how can y'all move in alignment? How do you know how to support each other? How do you know how to advocate for each other? How can you bring E-Ray to each other and bring E-Ray together if only half of the equation is completed? You need the other half of the equation.
True.
So I feel like when it comes to women in the tradition, Iyanifa is a very purposeful name. It's the mother of Ifá. And when we think about what the role of a mother is, and nurturing. So when you nurture something, you help it to grow. You help facilitate its growth and its development, and you encourage it.
Exactly.
When you are a mother, you feed it. So you give it sustenance and make it strong. When you are a mother, you protect it. No one's scared of Daddy Bear. We're scared of the Mother Bear. It's Mama Bear that we're afraid of.
Yes.
We're afraid Mama Bear is going to see us bothering her children. It is Mother that nurtures and feeds and grows and helps to sustain that. That's why we are called Iyanifas. That's the importance of us in the tradition, so that we can continue to nurture the home, continue to help birth more into the practice. And it's important for us to be front and center. Ifá has been loud the last couple of years about just իշեշե practitioners in general being seen. And we need more good Iyas, more good Iyanifas to be seen, to be witnessed and respected and honored as elders in the tradition. Because as Baba said, there is a restoration of balance that is trying to take place. And we can no longer be pushed aside. It's not about who is great or anything like that. We're supposed to work with each other.
With each other,
We're
a
supposed
balance.
to be working in there's always supposed to be a balance of masculine and feminine energy. Even Osameji talks about there needs to be a woman present in rituals and ceremonies. Why? Because feminine energy is the intangible realm. It's the realm of spirit. It is the realm of spirit. If you don't have the vessel of pure feminine energy there, it's not that spirit won't be there, but it really does bolster things along when you have all the pieces of the puzzle are in place. It takes both feminine and masculine energy to create, period. If you leave one half off, you're not creating in the way that Elédùmarè designed it. It requires both of us. It requires us all. And until we step forward and are allowed to realize our fullness, it's always going to be off kilter. It's not about anybody superseding anyone. This is about restoring what was supposed to be and repairing what colonization and slavery did.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You see, why I decided to, to bring somebody up, particularly a woman in the diaspora, is this. A lot of us don't know that. See, okay, so I had been opportune to live in the US for a period of time. I have been a Black woman in America trying to navigate life. So I will tell you firsthand that it's not easy. So there are a lot of things, there are a lot of odds that is against women already. Now, imagine that she said a lot of Babalawos have sworn to themselves that if they see an Iyanifa, they will not beat her Àbọrú Àbọyè, because they feel like the title of Iyanifa is an honorary title. It doesn't even exist. And then question I ask is, what is it in Ifá and the divination of Ifá that you think that being a female, as a female, one cannot achieve? Now let's look at this thing very well. Ifá is the only form of spirituality that I know that you can become a Babalawo without being called, like I have a spiritual calling. Anybody can walk into a Babalawo shrine today, as of today that I know, to say, I can take my child there to tell the Babalawo there, I want my child to learn Ifá. And the moment that child learns Ifá from age 11, 12, and he has started learning and a lot of that, he can take the Henry, the logo, and cast it. And you know that the result that is going to come out, it has nothing to do with the person that is putting it down, Sha. Ifá gives us proof of that. Which is why when somebody said, if you give Ebo and Etito and you do a divination and there's sin in your life, your Ebo will not be accepted. As much as we are not advocating for bad behavior and the stress on Iwarere, Iwapele, the truth is it doesn't have anything to do with it. At the age of 10, 11, if a child has learned Ifá and understands the Odù and has learned the practice of the Opele, he can do a divination for you. And what is going to come, it doesn't have anything to do with that child. So if among men, who you are as a man does not have anything to do with what Ifá is going to say, there has never been a time that you try to carry a ball and it says, because that Babalawo has not learned Ifá fully, or because that Babalawo has 2 wives, or because that Babalawo went to club yesterday, that's the reason the Ebo was not accepted. So if it has nothing to do with the man that is doing it, why would he now not work because he's female? Why would it not work? Because except you guys are telling me, see, every other form of spirituality that I have delved into in Africa, my husband is a Dibia, an Igbo priest. You cannot just wake up one morning as an Igbo man and say, I want to learn how to become a priest. Come and train me. If the spirit of your father's house did not call you, whose house are you going to be a priest? You need to, the current priest that is serving in your father's house needs proof from the spirit that you are the next one that has been called before he will train you. You will not find information about being a priest, a Dibia. You will not find that information online that you can just read. You will not find people that are training and teaching about how to become a priest. I'm not saying about Igbo spirituality as a whole, but how to become a Dibia, is in wine. If you don't have a calling, you can't do it. Ifá is not like that. Ifá is not like that. Ifá works irrespective of who you are and what you carry. As long as you make yourself available, Ifá will work with you and through you. So if that is the case, why let it make sense that when it comes to women, suddenly Ifá will not just speak. Are you telling me that if a woman takes this Opele and she puts it down, you are telling me that the Odù that is going to come out of it is wrong. It doesn't make any sense. Let's be logical, because Ifá talks about balance. It doesn't make any sense. So if it doesn't have anything to do with whether you are a young man or an old man, if it doesn't have anything to do with whether you are of African descent, think about that part. People have come who are entirely European. The woman who is the face and the brain and the strength behind what the Osun Osogbo groove is today, she's Austrian in and out. I do not want to use the word was, because she didn't die, she still exists. In and out, Aduni Olorisha, Susan Wenger is Austrian in and out. If Ifá could accept her and she could play that role that she played without being African in any way, then you think Ifá would throw away her own daughters? It doesn't make sense. Somebody said something on YouTube. She said, he or she, I don't know. I also feel they know women are more detailed and thorough, and men feel women are going to outshine them when placed side by side. Exactly. A lot of the women that work with me come to me with the stories of how certain babalawos, now I don't want to use the word babalawos, because if you're a babalawo, you will not do that. But certain people who claim to be babalawo have attempted to or have taken advantage of them in certain kind of ways, so they feel comfortable with women. Certain men have come to me, they have chosen me over the babas that they have seen, because as a woman you would understand, there is just that thing that makes you a woman that would tap into the emotions and empathy that you have. You connect more with spirits than an average man. And you think that if I would have that, Olodumare will have that and put that into women, and will choose not to use it in the course of it doesn't make sense. When the earth was going to be created, this world as we know it today, please keep tapping on your screen. I know when my screen is reduced, you are not able to tap as much. So keep tapping on your screen. You can do that now. When this world was going to be created, this world as we know it, Orishas came that were men, not male energy. Men, they lived in this earth as men. They did all their creation. Everybody played their part. This earth was still in chaos. It didn't look like the picture that Olodumare gave. And Olodumare said, the woman I put among you, where is she? And they said, oh, I assume, they said, from what I read, I assume it sounded like, don't mind how she's just sitting down there, checking her mirror every 5 minutes and adorning herself with gold, and she's just vain. I don't think she has anything upstairs. Her head is just filled with weave on. Her head is just filled with human hair and lipstick. What could she possibly have? Olodumare said, go to her. She has the final say of how this world is going to look good, the way I designed for it to be. And then they went to Osun, and she probably would have said, let's take for instance, I embody the energy of Osun, which I think, oh, so you people have come, Abi. No, I thought you were seeing me and you were passing before, so you have come. Okay, what do you want? And just play your part. If I were to be Osun, I would have said, I need you to say it with your mouth exactly what you want to do. Let me hear it. And remind me again that if I don't do it, nobody else can do it. I imagine. And then she eventually did it. And the world was pleasant, balanced. It became a place that people could inhabit, could live in, and could have peace and balance. Now, if the world is what it is right now, don't we think that that energy has been removed? Because if there is one word to describe what human existence is on this planet right now, is chaotic. That is the word to describe it. So let's imagine that the world has been in this chaotic mood a while back. What did Olodumare ask them to do? Go and look for the women among you, the woman among you, and let her play her part. And excuse me, ladies and gentlemen all over the world, east, west, north, and south. That question you are asking, when will this life make sense again? I'm answering you on behalf of Elédùmarè that go and meet the woman that I put there. Let her play her part. Until then, we will just continue to try. We will just continue to try. We will continue to, and like Baba said, he said, everything was orchestrated towards a certain goal. Is to turn Africa upside down. Reject your language. It's not like English language is bad. English language is not bad. It's just a language that is supposed to be celebrated like any other language. But replace it with, now, it is not the introduction of English language that is bad. It's the fact that we are supposed to see it as better than our own, to suppress our language. Somebody might ask, and so if you don't speak Yoruba, how can you say not speaking Yoruba made the word chaotic? If you do not understand Yoruba, you cannot understand Ifá. Because that English interpretation you have, every Yoruba speaking person will tell you that English does not do justice to ancient Yoruba, not even modern Yoruba. So they know that the moment you have to interpret the Odù, your custom and tradition in English, you will have lost 50% of what it means. That is why they stress that forget your language. So the day you come across the Odù, you can't read it, you don't understand it, you never get the full picture of it. It is aimed at something, just to turn life inside out. The divine and supreme being created it in a certain way. Women have this role, men have this role. Then they came to Africa and saw the power that àwọn Yami had, the reverence that men give to women. If you are still in the inner cities, if you visit the inner cities, the villages, and you are a practitioner of Ifá, when a Babalawo, the ones that I work with, or not all these ones that are looking for patriarchy to boost their ego, when they see a little girl pass, Epele o Iyawa, that is how my team members greet women. They greet girls. Iyawa means our mother. They refer to every woman, irrespective of their age, as their mother. We jokingly say it among them. You don't know if she's 7-year-old in real life and she's an Iyagba in the spirit. You don't want to offend her. But nobody gives men that kind of, I mean, we respect men. Yoruba culture is respectful to whoever and whatever. But they saw that, they saw this special privilege. Then they went to see, I will tell you this because this is what I studied. Is that okay? Go and look for the ancient Hebrew script that was written, like that manuscript that is called Bible today, before it was translated. Go and check it. If you check it and you find that verse that says, suffer not a witch to live, that verse that says it is a single verse. If you find it in the original Hebrew text or Jewish text, come and show it to me. Because I went on a research for it. What they gave to me as the original manuscript from Israel does not contain it. It is only the King James Bible that contains suffer not a witch to live. So here is how that thing panned out. They came and they saw the powers of our women, and they labeled them witches. Then they put a verse in the Bible that says, suffer not a witch to live. Then we started driving them away. We started seeing them as negative. Now, everybody has one witch that is either their grandmother or their mother-in-law or their mother. Religion is looking for a witch in every family. At the end of the day, gbogbo obìnrin la jẹ́, gbogbo wa la lẹ́yẹ, Elédùmarè ṣe dá nìyẹn. So they started to ostracize these women, send them out, push them out into the bushes, and started to preach a sermon to men that you are supposed to be. Look at, Adam was the one that God created first. Then out of his rib, he brought out Eve. No, it doesn't exist. There are people on this platform that you need to follow, on social media that you need to follow, who are Bible scholars, but they are atheists. They read the Bible from the truth of what it is. Go and listen to them and find out how all those stories was made up. When you tell a woman that God created everything and it was beautiful, then he now thought about the fact that, it's not good for man to be alone. It makes you subconsciously see yourself as an afterthought. Now, let's break that down. Does that even make sense? The divine and supreme being that had a plan for the whole universe, the God that knows everything in and out. Adam was the last creation. He created everything before Adam, right? Baba, that's what they taught us in church, Abi. He has created animals and birds and plants before Adam. When he created lion, he made them male and female. Tiger, male and female. Cockroach, male and female, if there is. Birds, male and female. Then he now got to Adam. He created just Adam. Then for some magical reason, he realized that Adam should not be alone. What was going through his head when he created lion and lioness? Is it not so that lion will not be alone? So why did his brain skip when he got to Adam? They needed to stress that story. But Eve was not part of the original plan. That every woman, female gender was not part of the original plan. Then they now say he put him to sleep and he removed out of her rib. So every young girl, thank you so much for that gift. Every young girl all over the world is looking for the rib, the person from which she was taken out. If that is God, then I dare to say I would have done a better job, because I will not have needed to think that did Adam need female. I would just have created female immediately. So that God you people are narrating, I would have done a better job than he did. But trust me, it was never like that. So they brought these things and they told men, this woman was just created. Sorry that you are late. You would always catch a replay on YouTube, don't worry. So women were created to help the man. It's the man that got the mission. It's the man that is the purpose and the reason. Women, now imagine when an Ifá priest says a woman is not supposed to have Ifá. She's supposed to just follow the Ifá of her husband. Does that not sound like the story of Adam and Eve? She's supposed to. Somebody categorically told me, if a woman has her own Ifá and she has her own taboos, Ewa, and her husband has his own Ewa, don't you think it will cause confusion in the house? I'm like, two people that live together already have different lives. Most of us that get married are already coming from different ends of life. The way I was raised is not the way my husband was raised. Even twins in the same family, they do not have the same thing. So when you are now making it sound like, it's like you are saying, if a woman has the allergy of seafood, how does she marry a man that does not have seafood allergy? So we are looking, a man is looking for somebody that does not have the same allergy like he has. It just lets it make sense. A man can have her own taboo, a woman can have her own taboo. They will live together and they will be fine. If my taboo says don't eat fish, I personally don't like fish. I do not like fish. I think I lost interest in fish when I was about maybe like 10 or 11 years old, that I swallowed a bone. Hey. That day I was saying, Jesus, if this bone can come out, I will never eat fish again. I promise. I was praying in my mind, I don't want to die. Let this bone just come out. I just hated fish because of that. Does that mean I don't cook fish in my house? I do. My children love it. They eat it. So imagine that fish is my taboo. So because your father has diabetes and he cannot properly digest carbohydrate, the rest of you in the house will not eat garri and rice. Just listen to yourself. So then a woman that is married to a man today whose taboo is okra, she doesn't eat okra because she has followed the Ifá of her husband. Then that marriage goes south. Then she marries another man tomorrow and they say okra is supposed to be a strength. Don't you think that woman is being confused? What of the women that don't want to marry at all? What of those that want to marry and they've not found husband? They are not supposed to have a life until. That sounds like religion. It sounds like Christianity to me already. So it shows us that those things is coming from a certain place. Except that community can show me in Ìṣẹ Ifá that Odù Ifá say, this is the Ìṣẹ Ifá that Ọ̀rúnmìlà gave to our forefathers in Ilesha or in Ilishan, wherever it is, that this is the proof. Until then, I will tell you that the later generation of your ancestors adopted that based on civilization and Abrahamic religion. Because if Ifá says Adafa fún gbogbo ayé, we made a definition for the whole world. The whole world includes everybody. There was a particular Ìṣẹ Ifá that we also talked about that said, wọ́n mú Oṣó, wọ́n mú Àjẹ́. Oṣó is male, the male part of witchcraft in Yoruba. Àjẹ́ is the female part of witchcraft. Ifá says they caught them in act of wickedness. They made Odù for them, and they told all of them to make Itefa and return what they have taken. All of them. He did not say, he said the Àjẹ́ should not do Itefa and the Oṣó to do it. The Odù started out by explaining, he did not say they caught witchcraft generally. He mentioned Oṣó and Àjẹ́, male and female, and the solution is go and do Itefa. How do you just magically skip that? Now, this is not a plea for every culture, every tribe of every village in Yoruba land to accept Itefa. In fact, if your village accepts this today, and there are 40,000 women in your village, I cannot do Itefa for 40,000 women. So don't think that it's because Iyanifa wants more people to come to her group. Yeah. See, if not because this is a job that Elédùmarè has given me to do, I will tell you people, don't do Ifá. Sit down with your ignorance. But when my life begins to change, don't tell me that, look at her now. It's juju that is making her rich. If you look at a woman and say it's juju of Ifá that is making her rich, when she was poor, what made her poor? You people did not have any problem with when she was poor. So I don't, in fact, I don't want you to accept it. If not because it is a job that is given to me, a calling. I don't stand to benefit anything if you do Itefa. The only thing I'm advocating for is that the children that you are raising, raise them well. Because my own children I'm raising well, they are coming to interact with your children. And if any of your children that comes from badly raised parents, if they cross the line with my children, that's the day you will know that I have a year and I fly at night though, because I will do anything to protect my own children. I'm raising them well now. If they happen to meet your children in school and your children is behaving anyhow, I will show you and your mommy and daddy. That's the only thing I will say. Just let the world be a better place. I don't care whether you come to Ifá or not. There is a limited number of people I can attend to. But we are saying, let people know their purpose so that life will be better. So when we think about how they have turned the world upside down, if we want to get it back, we must return women back to the order of where they are. I'm not saying this because I'm a woman. I'm saying this because I want the world to be a better place. So for women in diaspora, let me just say this. If you're a woman and you're in diaspora and you're watching this live streaming right now, or you're going to watch a replay this year, 2025, or in year, whatever it is that you see it, if somebody says you cannot do Itefa, please send me a DM. It is a Baba that did Itefa for me. Men, most of the people that taught me Ifá are men. So it is not my idea. If you are looking for an Iyanifa that will accept you as a woman, we are plenty. Me, I'm here. The other Iyanifa is in diaspora, she's there. We have accommodated you. Ifá called us into this, and we are going to lead you in the way that you should go. We are for you. Don't worry about those people. We don't need to convince them. We can attend to you. Trust me. The Odù we are going to give you is one of the 256. We have not conjured anything of our own. We do not have our own different Odù. We do not have a different Opele we are using. It is the same one that men are buying, and the same Ifá is the one we are all connected to. So if you need a place for that, please, we are here. And for women that believe that they have a calling, and your calling is not to be an Iyalorisha, and you feel that your calling is to be an Iyanifa, and the people around you have said, no, it's not possible. They are saying, yes, it's possible. Come here. Just come. Our door is open. We can accommodate you. And in the light of that, if you go to ifacollect.ng, there is a book that I have put in, my first book that I've written for women in Ifá. It's titled Women in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe. It's a 30-day mentoring journal where I pick one essay after the other that talks about women, their role in Ifá, who they really are, how to be able to heal. It speaks so much about healing of Black women, African women. There is a lot of the damage that has been done against African women is, if I start to talk about that, no. Let me give you a summary. See what society is saying about what do women bring to the table? What do women bring to the table? That's the new slang that is going on right now. Now, imagine me as an African woman. I am, say, I'm 18, adult age, and I'm hearing what do women bring to the table. Now, I tell myself that before a man can choose me or before I can find a man, I have to be able to bring something to the table. So I get educated, I get a first degree, I get a master's. In fact, I go for my PhD. I think about, the value I'm bringing to the table, maybe this man might want it in form of entrepreneurship and business. I start to build businesses. I have a company in Nigeria. I go to Ghana. I go to South Africa, to UAE, to United States, to United Kingdom. I own all of that. Maybe what I'm bringing to the table has to be my looks. I focus on my skincare. As I see that I'm adding weight, I'm hitting the gym. If I have to do a surgery, I do it. Maybe what I'm bringing to the table is being a virgin. I try to stay away from any form of intimacy just to be able to bring something to the table. Then I finally meet the man, and then I put all of this on the table, and then he says, no. When a woman has too much education, now one of the things they said I should bring to the table is also spirituality. So I go ahead, I get spiritually awakened, I'm doing my meditation, I'm connecting to my higher self, I've become this spiritually aware woman. Then I present all that to the table. Then the man says, this is too much. When a woman has gone to read too much books, she will not be submissive to her husband, she will not be this. How can a woman have all of this money and you think a man will pick you? The man has a job, he's earning $10,000 per month. Your own business is turning in $1 million per annum or per month. Who is the man that is going to pick you? Do you know where that leaves women? It leaves us in a limbo of we don't even know what to do. I don't know when education is too much. I don't know when entrepreneurial as a woman is too much. They see a woman looking so beautiful, nice makeup, ashawo. It's because of a man that she's dressed like that. It's because of a man that she's wearing hair of $3,000. I just like a woman with natural hair. We don't know when to wear natural hair and when to buy human hair. We don't know when jewelry is materialistic. When a woman says, I'm independent, I don't need a man's money. I just need company. I just need someone to do life with. She's too proud. How can you be with a man that cannot, if I cannot do anything for you, why do you need me? And when we say, come and give me money, I need a man because of money. I'm not your father. I'm not the one that is responsible for you. You cannot expect. What exactly do you want from us? We don't know, because at this point, we don't know. That is the fate of a woman, especially Black women. That is where we stand. It's confusion every day. The rules is changing every day. In fact, to start with, there is no rule. Every man we meet in our life has different rules. Our father had different rules for us. Then your first boyfriend has a different rule for you. Then your boss at work has a different rule. You employ me at work, but I'm not supposed to get married and have children. so that I can put my best into work. Then I clock age 40. Then the same society that is led by men is saying, what have you achieved in life? You don't have a husband, you don't have children. When I was achieving career, they said I should not marry and I should not have children. I achieved career. Career is not the only thing you can achieve. And when I say, okay, marriage is what you want to achieve, you don't bring anything to the table. Excuse me, sir. What do you people want? Because we don't know. That is why I am passionately focusing on women. Because I know what it means to be a woman. I have lived in Nigeria. I was raised here. I've lived in Ghana for 2 years consecutively. I have lived in the US for so many years. I have lived in Dubai, in UAE, and I've seen how Islam views women. Allegedly, we heard that the king of Dubai, I don't know if he's their current king or the one before, they said their daughters, allegedly, his daughters are in some prison or some isolation or some incarceration right now because they wanted to go to school and be like the women in America. I don't know if you have also heard that story. I have seen women in different forms, and trust me, that's not what it's supposed to be. So excuse me if we decide to focus on women. That is me right now. Because if a man did not give me a chance in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe, I wouldn't be here. A lot of people, I have been able to directly or indirectly influence thousands of people over the last 10 years. If I pull up my client list for you, I'm talking hundreds of thousands. You'll be shocked. The number of people that I have to attend to every day, directly or indirectly. If I show you the list of students that has passed through Ifá College in less than 1 year of inception. And I'm doing that because I'm a woman. You think there is no man that thought about setting up a University of Ifá before me? There is a reason it is me. There is a reason it is coming from a woman. People are able to share Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe with their children using the Àṣẹ for Today devotional that I created. Yes, let me take the pride and the honor. I created. It's not a walk in the park to have come up with that. A lot of you give your children those devotionals and it's helping you to talk. Because 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you told your children that Orishas are demons. You don't know how to go back and tell them, hey, sorry, my darling princess, Orishas are not demons. But mommy, that's what you told us. When you give them the Àṣẹ for Today devotional, they read it. It's a conversation starter. I am female. I'm an Iyanifa. I created that. First of its kind. Do you understand these things? So when we allow women to have their place, the world is going to be better for us. So this is the reason I'm doing this. Women are going through a lot, so particularly our sisters in the diaspora. Let me tell you the truth. I left America for Nigeria because I could not survive there as a woman, as a single mother. I'm not ashamed to say I cannot. When I see women, black women in America, you think I'm a strong woman? I give them 200% boza for their strength to survive in that country particularly, as a black woman. You are not giving yourself enough credit. It is a lot. So Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe is helping these women find themselves now. So let me echo it and re-echo it. Let me carry microphone, megaphone, like my people will call it, and shout it on the rooftop. Women have a special place here. And it's not going to make sense until women start to do what they are supposed to do. So please, as you watch this, go to ifacollege.ng. Excuse me, please. Let me see if I can show it to you on your screen. Who is there? Is anybody there? Is anybody there? My children are going to lock the door. Bibiakana, I know you're on this live streaming. Please, I need your phone. I want to be able to show people what it looks like on this side, what the 30-day devotional looks like. So every day, we're going to start by picking one Odù Ifá. It's a devotional guide. Just read it as though I'm there with you, speaking to you. Your orishas are there with you. Your ancestors are there with you, speaking to you. And please, if you are a woman and you have a special thing, I call it special because it's always special, so no matter what it is, that you think is your contribution to Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe, and the community that you belong to has not given you a chance to, please reach out to me. You see me, I've thrived in a man's world. I like that in a very decent way. I can handle it. Let's do it. I will give you a platform to show what you have to the world. In Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe, bring it. Every woman that is seeing this, you have a calling in entertainment, in music, as an Iyanifa, with writing, whatever it is. And you are looking for a platform where somebody will say you are valid, you are seen, you are heard, and you are celebrated. Ifá College is that place. Because I won't be here if they didn't give me a chance. Dibiakana, if you're still on this live stream, please can somebody bring your phone to me so that I can show it. So it's going to have one Odù Ifá every day. I'm going to break down the Odù Ifá, how it directs you, how it resonates with you as a woman. It's 30 days, so we have 4 weeks and 2 extra days. So there's a particular week that deals with healing. There's a particular week that talks about each pain point as a single mother in the diaspora, as a career woman, as a woman who has a spiritual calling, as a woman who is specifically in a man's world, and you need help with that. Thank you so much, Jane, for posting the WhatsApp. Okay, I cannot pin because of this. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can't pin it now, so but you can copy. That's my WhatsApp number that Jane has posted. So it has step by step. Then at the end of the day, when you start in the morning, it asks you to write some target goals. Then you look back in the evening and see how you've been able to appropriate it to your everyday life. So I need you guys to go download it, go through it for the next 30 days. I'm intending to create a community around that journal and maybe have more and more editions of it. I don't know, it depends on if it makes sense. I didn't write it for myself, I wrote it for you guys. So read through it. If there's anything you think, Iyanifa, there's a certain topic that applies to us women in South Africa that you didn't talk about. There are different things that you know, for women in different parts of the world. I'm putting this out based on the way I have seen women. Just let me know. And as a man, you can also have it. It helps you to understand how to deal with the women in your life. When a woman in your life is showing certain traits, I don't want to call it traits, but they are going through certain things, you can understand her. My husband and I were talking about Tyler Perry's movies, okay? Tyler Perry's movies has a setting, is centered around women, black women in US. And when you watch those movies, I was watching Beauty in Black, is that what it's called? Now look at the character of, what's that lady's name? The lead character that was married by the billionaire man. You know the lady I'm talking about, right? Now, see the way she struggled with accepting. She has been fighting for freedom. And then that freedom comes to her on a platter of gold without having to pay anything for it. See how she struggled with accepting it. See how she doubted it. See how she just wanted she wanted to be able to do something for the man. Kimi, thank you. Kimi wanted to be able to do something just to be able to justify this thing that she's accepting. And I was telling my husband, I said, do you know that this is an average black woman in the diaspora? She's pained, she has gone through a lot, she's traumatized, she's praying and working so hard for a better life. But when that better life presents itself, she's too scared to accept it. As far as it's concerned, it's not real. It cannot be real. How can I just have it like this? And I know that is what Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe looks like to a lot of black women, African women. When we say women are designed like this, Elédùmarè gave this to women. Women are called like this. Women are this. I know that our mind cannot accept it. So a lot of us feel more comfortable with this patriarchy version of Ifá that they've given to us. It makes us comfortable. It doesn't shine too much light on us. It doesn't allow us to show ourselves too much. It's comfort zone. But my sister, that's not what it is. That is not what Elédùmarè intended for it to be. Elédùmarè intended that you should shine. You should be loud in a very classy way. You are born with a lot of skills, spiritual and physical and every way. And for you to show it and walk with it and fly with it unapologetically, see, this is not feminism. I'm not... Yeah. Feminism is something else. Feminists, I appreciate the work they are doing, but that's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about let it be the way it is supposed to be. A world led by men, we have seen what it looks like. Aside from China and some Asian countries who are looking inwards into their own spirituality, their own culture, their own religion, who have shut the world to the dark side of westernization. Every other country has been going south. Every country, every other system that is led by men have been going south. We are looking at China today. See the influx of America into China right now. We are comparing it with the American dream. The American dream does not exist anymore anywhere. It doesn't exist. They lie to us. How have they been able to sustain it? A world led by men. Let them give, I say this, if you have tried something and it's not working, if there's an alternative, give it a try. Let's give it a shot. Let's allow women to do what they claim they are supposed to do. Give them a chance. What's the worst that can happen? It won't work. It's already not working. Oh, trust me, it can't be worse than this. It cannot be. What is the worst that could possibly happen that has not happened already? What are we afraid of? There is nothing we are afraid of. It is already happening. So let's see what that other side looks like. So for every woman, I appreciate you, I love you, I celebrate you, I see you, I am you. If I can do it, I tell people you can do it. For those of you that don't know me, I have been through 2 divorces, 2 marriages that did not work. I have single-handedly raised 5 children, 10 years put together in and out. I have lived in the diaspora where you are. I know what the system is like. I have been an Ifá devotee as a woman. I've had my own fair share of men coming after you, seeing the spiritual power you have and telling you that Spirit said you are supposed to marry them and they are supposed to sleep with you so that you can get powers. I have been spiritually harassed. Even on this journey, yes, I will say it. Let's say the truth as what it is. So I am you, you are me. I have seen the world through your eyes. And I am saying at this time, the Orishas have given me a mandate to say, you know what? I don't mind to be the front line to clear that path. We don't mind to be the front line to clear that path. To bring our women back to where they are supposed to be. And we cannot do it alone. We need the support of every man. If you meet a woman who says she has a spiritual calling, who is practicing Ifá, you don't have enough information to help her. Direct her to a solid Iyanifa that you know. Direct her to my page. There are so many other Iyanifas out there. Direct them to where they can get the help that they need. Yes, I'm not saying Babalawos cannot work with them, but to a large extent, a lot of Babalawos will not allow them to come into the fullness of who they are supposed to be. Let me take a few questions, then I'll ask my guests to wrap up, shortly. Somebody says, what's the difference between Iyanifa and Iyalorisha? Simple. An Iyanifa can do divination with Opele and Ikinfa. She is the equivalent of a Babalawo. Is that okay? And Iyalorisha is limited to the use of the cowrie shells, Henry Dilogun, And we also have Babalorishas who will do divinations only with Erindilogun. Orishas is the one that called them. They are limited to the confines of what Orisha is. Okay? Now, the Erindilogun is based on the 16 Odù Ifás. The Ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ and the Ikin is based on the 256 Odù Ifás. So you would say it is a section out of that part. But it is not like Iyanifa is better than Yalorisha. No. Different people were called to different things. Like when you say a doctor is better than a lawyer. No, they have two different parts. In fact, a cardiologist is not better than a pediatrician. They just all have different roles and different parts. Is that okay? Another question. Do you know it's as bad as when a single woman is super rich? They will say she cannot be under a man. There will be so much pressure. Exactly. So please, let's cut the female gender some slacks. Let's be kind to women. The world is already unkind to us in every way. As I am right now, with everything that I'm doing, I'm homeschooling. I've been homeschooling my kids for about 8 years now. Yeah, I've been homeschooling my kids for about 8-9 years now. And why did I choose homeschooling? Because as a single mother, I could not come to terms with the things that children are exposed to in school. I will tell you that it initially started out of fear. The stories that I heard, when stories started coming up of some private schools in Lagos, that, you know all those stories, one boy, they were trying to form a cult in secondary school, private school, parents has paid expensive money, then they gave the boy a substance to drink. How many people can remember that story? And the boy started to turn black, blah, blah, blah. The boy was unalived eventually. We heard the story of the girl that was doing reverse cowgirl, 13-year-old girl, and she was teaching her me. As I cannot. You want me to lose it eventually? I cannot. See, the kind of mother I will be the kind of mother that I have 4 girls. This is what I would have been doing if my children went to regular school. When they come back home, I will say, who touched you? Did anybody remove your pants? Who spoke to you? Did anybody hug you? If my children are not experiencing it, me and myself, I will traumatize them. They will be wondering, what is wrong with our mom? It's because I'm a single mother. Society is waiting to see what I'm going to do with those children. So my own case is different. I told myself, homeschooling is an option. Let me do it here. Let me teach my children here without so much interference with the outside world. When they become of age and they have learned this, they see the both sides of the world and they can choose better. I'm not saying it's a law for anybody. That's why I do that. I cannot. I'm focusing on business. In Nigeria alone, I have 4 different companies I strive in. I have in Ghana, in South Africa, in Dubai, in UK. And then I will still be thinking about, what did the bus driver do? Did that uncle touch you? Did another girl try to? What I did, I can't. I'm sorry. I cannot. So this is me. Right now, I can decide what my children, this term now, this school term, my children have been learning Ifá's term and Ifá. I can choose what they want to learn. Eventually, my first girl has written the high school exam in Nigeria, and she came out in flying colors. Yes. So at the end of the day, this is me as a woman. I understand what it is. My family members, they text me. They stopped a while back. But before they stopped, they are asking me, just make sure that those children turn out the way they would have turned out if their father were to be there. My own family that is supposed to be taking my side. That's the pressure that we face as a woman. So I know it. I see it. So if I'm telling you, I see you, I understand what you are going through, and I know the place that we are supposed to occupy, and I'm ready to fight for that. I research every day. I'm sure my husband is tired of me with the way I talk about women. It's not like I don't like men. I love men. I have one in my head and I have one in my bed, according to Tiwa Savage and Simi. I love men. But women, no. There's a lot that we need to do. So please, go to the Ifá College website. Dibiakana, please, can I have your phone? I want to show my followers what I created. Who saw that my video where I said, look what I made? Yes, I'm so excited. Like, I don't know how it makes any other person feel, but I feel good that I'm finally in a place where I can unapologetically just be the best version of myself. To see what I'm able to do in the world that I'm in, it makes me feel good. And I know there are so many women out there. So dear men, I'm not saying you don't have any role. I'm not saying you don't need mentoring. But trust me, you have so many mentor roles. The number of babalawos we have, there are so many. You need a Ifá that says a man will succeed in life. You have too many of them already. So let's help, As a man, go to the ifacollege.ng page. You will see it. 30 women in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe. Download it, order for it, share it with the women around you. Help the women around you to understand that you are not afraid of them being the best version of themselves. Let it start from home. Let your wives know that they can be everything that Elédùmarè wants them to be, and you are not intimidated. If your wife will be rude and disrespectful to you because she has a spiritual calling, then you married a rude wife. Ifá is not responsible for that. You married ọmọ tí ò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, ọmọ tó ọkọ tí ò kọ́. You married someone that doesn't have home training. You already know you married someone that doesn't have home training. Because if she has home training, irrespective of what she becomes, she chose you as a partner. Respect is a part of home training. It doesn't matter what gender it is. So if your fear is that if your woman becomes successful, she will not be able to submit to you. No, I think the fear is that you feel intimidated. You feel like you have to be the one to shine. And once she starts to shine, you feel that her light will outshine yours. And if you as a man feel like that, it is okay, because you are coming from a place where they have placed so much expectation on men. Men are supposed to be better. Men are supposed to be this. A man is supposed to be the provider. So if you are a provider and a woman has 1 million, you think you are supposed to have 2 million before you can provide for her. I understand how that feels for you. But the truth is, that's not the way it was intended to be. You are not supposed to be, because you are still trying to figure out life. If you are married to a woman who expects you to be all that and more, she needs healing. Both of you need healing. Ifá is not your problem. You personally need to heal. You personally need to go through some individual recorrection and deconstruction of certain things. That one is on you.
Yes.
And I'm not blaming you for it. Society made you that. When my husband and I talk, we talk a lot about how pressured it is for men. An average man is not, if an average man asks a girl out today, they are sizing him based on the money that he has. It's a lot of pressure. I understand. But the woman is not the fault. The woman in your life is not the problem. This same society that was advocating for you, that is pushing you out, is the one that created this pressure. It's not us. It is the same society that makes you feel superior. They said uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. They have already placed you in that place. They put you on that high horse, but they did not give you everything it takes to maintain it. Society is not teaching men extra how to be able to be the provider. Society is not teaching men extra how to be able to manage their home. There is nothing extra they are teaching men, yet they are expecting something extra from them. That also sounds like an imbalance that men are also going through. So you as a man, your first step of healing is to understand the fact that women are not in competition with you. Women are not your problem. Dear Babalawos all over the world, and Iyanifa is not your problem. Say it after me. And Iyanifa is not my problem. And Iyanifa is not in competition with me. And Iyanifa is not here to take my client. There are 8 billion people on the surface of the earth. Maybe before the end of this year, 2 billion will come into Ifá. As Iyanifas, we are like 5% of priesthood. We cannot single-handedly handle 2 billion people. No, we can't. So we still need you. We love you. We respect your place. We are not in a competition with you. And if you marry the good ones among us, when we do Ifá, we will not become proud. Because Ifá does not teach us pride. If you marry the one that is proud, go and return her to her father's house and pick another one. Because Iyanifa is not your problem. Ifá is not your problem. We love you. We want to work hand in hand with you. It's a balance. The work is plenty. We need ourselves. Thank you so much. Let me allow Iyanifa to wrap up. Iyanifa, please help us wrap up the conversation a bit. If you have any other thing to add. Yes, I can hear you.
Actually, first, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. When you reached out, I was like, okay, because I feel like this topic is so important.
Yeah.
I feel like it is one of the central callings that my Ori chose in this life was to help to support women, very specifically Black women, Black people in general in the diaspora, very holistically. The medicine of Ifá is so needed on our continent, on the world. Thank you for the gift. It's so needed for us in the U.S. We need it now more than we ever did. And if more of us came together, which is something I'm actively working on, us coming together as Babas and Ias in the States to talk about the state of Black people. Conversations like this would be things that we could have. How can we make sure that we are mentoring our sisters, mentoring Black women to realizing the fullness of who we are so that we can help restore balance here, which hopefully ends up being spread across the world. How can we help restore balance in everyone? To your point, you're thinking you're supposed to be the breadwinner in the house when you're supposed to marry a rich wife. Like, needing that information, needing to understand our destiny is so important for us. And as an Iyanifa in the U.S., it makes my heart sing to see another strong Iyanifa standing forward and being present for us, because you are a reflection of the Iyanifa that I am striving, working to be. And to be able to hear you echo the things that I echo with my own students in my own lineage was so affirming for us, because we need that medicine. We need that medicine in a way that I could not put into words. But Ifá has already been speaking to our condition. But if enough of us are not speaking about how Ifá is telling the U.S., here's the medicine, here's the resolution, I see you. That world Ifá Odù, especially these last two, is like, this is what's coming, and this is what you can do to support, to mitigate it. This is what's coming, and heavy on women, pulling women forward and saying, come here. Come here, I'm talking to you. Come here to restore that balance in the household, balance in our relationships. And understanding, if I can put anything to my sisters, you are not less because you hold a womb. You are not less because you were born as a woman. You are not less. You are the only being in this world that not only as Black women can birth life, but we have the genetic code to birth everyone. Like, understanding, science has already proven we can birth anyone of any shade, any hue. We are the ones that carry the blueprint.
Yep.
And we, like, please stand and walk with your head held high. Please let them talk to you nice. Talk to yourself nice. Yeah. One of the central parts of my work is Ori work, heavy on Ori work, and how to do it both within an Ifá lens and in your everyday life. Yeah. Please talk to yourself nice. You will attract all that you need. Talk to yourself nice.
Yes,
Ifá has medicine for us all. Medicine for us all. And the right elder, Baba, Iya, gender neutral owl that is meant for you will guide you into realizing your fullness, to walking in your ancestral potential.
Is anybody upstairs?
To realize your good condition.
Please come.
So please make sure that you're doing that. Thank you to the Babalao. Like, I don't follow a lot of Babas. I have Oluo that I follow. I have 2 more. That's it. I don't follow a lot of Babalaos. I went ahead and followed you. Because when I heard you speak, I said, oh, okay. Okay. Like, as Ian said, I love black men. I love black men. And I have such a huge respect and love for my brothers. And we need to see more of y'all so that they know the ones in our inboxes are not the representation of the tradition. They need to. We need to see more of you. So I followed you, and I look forward to seeing more of your teaching because we need to see more of us. And I hope Iyanifa Ewa, we get the opportunity to do something like this again. I would love for you to come to something I'm doing with my own students because all of them follow you. Anyone that comes to me, I tell them to follow you. So I hope that we get to do this again.
Oh, yes. Anytime, just call me.
Honored. And,
just call me.
And grateful for this.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, it was short notice invitation and you honored it. You made out time. I know how crazy busy schedules can be in the diaspora. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for showing up.
Can I just make you laugh on that? Because when I came, I was like, oh my God, it's Ita Laguna, I gotta do this. The way that the mothers and the ego came through, so if you don't go ahead and say yes.
Are you serious?
Walk through the door, especially because I just got a particular Odù that says accepted opportunity. And I was just like,
Imagine.
So, full to quill, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and we'll do this some other time. And I saw some of your students. I saw someone saying, oh, that's my Iya. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming. We really do appreciate it. It means that you are doing very good work, and trust me, they are super proud of you. And Ifá is proud of you. ԻΣΕΣΕ is proud of you. We're proud of you. We are grateful for holding forth for us in the diaspora. I don't know when next I'll be visiting the US. A lot of people have said, see, it's not a matter of me being there. We'll be able to connect with other women, other people that I can direct you to say, even if I'm not there, this person is there. And I'm glad that we're able to do that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Baba, we have you back. Ẹṣé gan ni o, ẹ wò, mo dúpẹ́, because I know this is not your choice of something to do.
I'm still learning how to be scared. I'm still really learning.
I know.
It's for me.
Trust, some of us are like, I mean, my husband is like that too, I understand. He can't do it to save his life. He cannot. He's in the house right now, but he just says, go and do your thing. How do you sit down in front of your phone and you are talking for hours? How do you do it? I'm like, some of us have to do it, so thank you so much. Mr. Mike, I see your comment on YouTube. I'm grateful. I love you. Thank you so much. Amoy Wide. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but you said I love you, Iyanifa. I love you too. Toyin Rushewe, thank you so much. I'm super proud of you. Trust me, I'm proud of myself too. Yes. But thank you so much. I appreciate all the compliments. And yes, it's not feminism as a fight like, men are this. Because I see the way they go about this feminism thing. It's like everybody is fighting everybody for a place. No, that's not what we're doing. We're just saying, you know what, let women be given their place again so that the world will be a better place for all of us. We love black men. We love them. I mean, I'm not saying this to say interracial marriage is anything, but even when I actively lived among them in the West and in the East, I will not choose them over a black man. So trust me, we are not in competition with black men. We understand their pain. We love them. We just want the world to be a better place when everybody is giving their own their own thing to do. Eshe Goni Baba. So please just help us, add one or two things as we wrap up. Eshe. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all the gifts and everything. Thank you for the audience. So, we all know that Ifá is the home for male, female. It's the home. There is no discrimination. We are not the Abrahamic people. Our women are co-partners. And I was showing, hold on a second. I want to show something in the book. Oh my God. That not clear enough. Okay, it's not clear enough, but it's actually showing the Odù Ifá and different energies in which how it flows. You will see there the masculine, you see there the feminine, and the feminine part is from the left, and the darkness is light, the negative, the fire, the way they themselves along the Odù Ifá. So what we are basically saying is that to heal our earth, we need to heal the woman. Because it's a woman that will heal the earth, not the man. And it's unfortunate to blow the balance of many patriarchal men. I'm also a man, but I'm just looking at the fact, I'm looking at the situation, that there is nothing this world cannot heal without the woman.
Yes,
it's impossible. We will never get there. We will think we will get there, but we will never get there. It's the woman that can enable the healing of the earth. Because the earth mirrors the woman. The earth mirrors the woman. It does not mirror the man. The man is just the one to tend to make sure everything is fine. But it's the woman. The fundamental is the woman. So we want to keep on telling our women to stand up for women to engage in what the ԻΣΕΞΕ for people have seen, what I believe. Is the one that really the status of the woman. When I look at the role models, I see lots of women there, lots of them. And if we are talking about Ogoni, you'll find a woman there. If you're talking about, you'll find a woman there.
Yes.
There is a fact. Except when Ogoni is saying that, okay, the baba, you will still find a woman there.
Definitely,
A woman that
yes.
is still abẹ nínú ni wọ́n ṣì máa lọ júbà fún.
Yes.
It's a woman.
Yes.
A woman. So the structure of the African spirituality is very clear, and the moment we start bringing our women into that forte, we will see a whole lot of things will begin to change. Not in the sense that from the systemic ideology that, okay, a big competition, those are systemic attributes. You understand? That makes us men feel, okay, we are big, and the women is not. The women feel that they are big. They are also systemic attributes. So everybody must heal. Both the man and the woman must heal from that systemic toxin that has been imputed into our psyche, into our heart, and into our day-to-day. So that we will see all parties are co-collaborators to ensure that our world becomes what it should be today. And so, Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe gives women that ample environment to express themselves, to discover themselves actually. Because if you look at someone like Àbọṣíṣẹ now, just following our ways, there is no way that the power of Àbọṣíṣẹ will not be upon you. I mean, it's impossible. But then when you're looking at the so-called Jesus Christ, how do you want to epitomize your life against one Jesus that died that was killed that was nailed on the cross 33 years ago? I mean, when he was 33. How would he know? What's the mirror there? And there is no woman, in fact, there is no mother that would be joyful to see her own son or daughter be nailed on the cross. There's going to joy over. It's not something to be excited over. The mother will not say, okay, I will be excited to see his own son being nailed on a cross. So our women are the power line, understand, to ensure that things. As we're working with the Babalawos, the male ones, and with the Iyanifa, you will see that our world, our new world, will naturally, you don't need to carry any gun, will naturally emerge in our own very eyes. Thank you so much.
Iyanifa Goni, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate this. Thank you. Despite the short notice, I appreciate honoring our Irumale, because it's not me you're honoring, because me, I'm just a small girl that is making noise every Sunday. A small girl that is making noise every Sunday, and people are listening. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Ifá bá wa ṣe, Elédùmarè á bá wa ṣe. Àwọn tó pè wá, àwọn tó ṣàwòkù sẹ́yìn, wọ́n á túbọ̀ máa bá wa ṣe. And you know, it is good to hear this from a man, so that it's not just as if a group of women are just advocating for something that doesn't exist. And I'm sure that you speak for so many other men. I mean, you have seen Iyanifas in your journey, you have studied Ifá, you have, you know, read books. I see you are recommending certain Ifá books in one of your videos. So that shows that you're somebody that reads. If you have come across anything that validates that this is not right, you will not be here supporting and speaking for it. It's not like, oh, for every woman that comes. So let me just say this. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's not as if for every woman that comes, so I will give him a certain percentage of how much they are paying for their itefa. So it's not like we are all going to gain anything. It doesn't matter what it is, but there is nothing we are going to gain, whether it's male or female. But we stand to gain something when we do it the right way. That's what we are advocating for. If patriarchy is the right way, we would advocate for it, because that will give us the results we want. But if that is not the way, we don't need to advocate for what is not, just to massage some people's ego and to make them feel good. No. So Iyanifa Goni, Amari Bao, we'll call you again next week. Don't worry, I'll be using it to practice. You'll be using me to practice live streaming until you embody the spirit that we have also embodied. Iyanifa Goni Modupe, thank you so much. So for those of you that are still here, let me show you what I said I wanted to show you. Babe, please, can I have your phone? So I will start from TikTok first, then I will still show it on YouTube. So this is what it looks like. Should I hold it or you want to hold it? Okay. No, just like this. So I will flip my camera now on TikTok. I'll do the same thing on YouTube. So hold on again. So this is what it looks like. This is what the Ifá Collect page looks like, ifacollect.ng. So when you get there, you go to the menu button, and then you see Women in Ifá 30-day mentoring. So you click on that link. I'll just click again. Why is it not? These iPhone people. Okay, it has clicked. So you know, it has the plenty story of how we started this journey and all of that, and then, you know, tells you what this book is about, the reason I started on this book, how I journeyed in a nutshell, how I journeyed from, you know, Abrahamic religion, being a westernized person, and I journeyed into Ifá. So once you click on the link to order, it will direct you, you know, on the next steps to take. Yeah, it will direct you on the next steps to take. So ifacollect.ng is where you will find that. What I was looking for is not. Is it? Yeah. Do you have access to my camera? To that my camera account? Check it. I think it's there. The manuscript is there. So I want to show you the manuscript briefly. No, you do. Check. Just open it. Yeah. So if you can pull up the manuscript, I'll show it to you. But if you cannot, you are still going to get the book anyway. So how to navigate it is what I just taught you. So it's a 30-day mentoring. Now, to all the men that have been supporting us, if you want to support more women to get this as a community, all right, you can just reach out to me to say, Iyanifa, I want what's it called? I want to sponsor 10 women to be able to have this. You know, you have a community of women. You are not okay. You have a community of women that you want me to, you know, share this with, you have a community of women that need mentoring, or you have a woman somewhere, you know, just let them reach out. Let's do this. It's going to be better for each and every one of us. So like I said, subsequently, we're going to create a community around this. Now, Baba mentioned something about menstruation and women, and how they say women are not supposed to do this and that. Trust me, I don't want to shake a table on the internet. I don't like to create chaos and drama. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reserve that conversation for a circle of women, when we are all women in a private conversation. Because I know that so many times they've told you, when you are on your monthly cycle as a woman, you are not supposed to touch spiritual products, you are not supposed to do certain spiritual things. If I say it's a lie here, the number of people that will come from me, even me, I've not eaten enough food to be able to withstand them. But that's the truth. If you know the power that a woman carries at that period of her life, if you know what she embodies, if you know what it is, you would understand why a group of people just said, when you are at that highest point of your life, do not come close to, you know, when somebody is carrying gas, petrol, diesel, whatever form it is, and someone has a candle and they say don't move, it's not because petrol is bad, it's not because candle is bad, it's because both of them can cause a beautiful explosion. And in Ifá Ìṣẹ Ṣe, when such an explosion happens, it's not negative. It is not. For people that have gone through their spiritual awakening with other forms of spirituality aside from African spirituality, you read these things about what a woman embodies during that 3 to 7 day time of every month, and how women are taught to make manifestation at that time, how you can change certain things. I'm telling you, you can literally change. And why I don't want to share that in an open space like this is because there are some women, apologies to certain women, they don't have sense. They are going to take this information and start to do things, and it will work. They will use this information to cause they will cause chaos, because they are just picking an information without the depth of knowledge. That's why I don't share certain things in an open space. When I have a close group of people, men and women, I would have explained certain things to you before I start to share that with you. I've been doing my spiritual mentoring I started the year for lockdown. That's 2020, right? This is 2025. And we have practically seen how women have used that period of their life, that menstrual cycle period, when they are on their period, to effect real life changes. I'm not saying changes that happen in the spirit, that you cannot validate, physical life changes. I've heard women tell me, yeah, if this thing is this powerful, I don't need to go to church again. I will just wait until this period. That is the truth. That is the reason they told you you are unclean, you are cast out, you are not supposed to be there, so that you will not even think of trying anything. In Islam, when fasting is going on, that 1 month that everybody is praying, that they consider the holy month, when a woman is in her period during that fasting, she is not allowed to fast, she is not allowed to enter into the mosque. I think so. She's not allowed to do anything. She's not allowed to do anything during that period. Imagine. So if there is even prayer she cannot make, prayer, general holy months that is just 1 month of a year, she cannot participate, because they know what can happen if she decides to use her prayers at that time. And this cuts across women in every part of the world. It's not only in Africa. Every part of the world. every part of the world, women are labeled a certain kind of way. When a woman is on her period and she sits on your chair and you stand up and you find out that it has been stained, you will wash that chair as if it's not just normal blood that is there. If you cut yourself on your chair and there is a drop of blood, you will not treat it like that though. Menstrual cycle, let me give you one gist that you probably don't know. If a man has been bewitched or cursed, or a spell has been cast on a man, whatever it is that has been done on a man, one of the fastest way to neutralize it is for him to consent in a consenting intimacy, not just go and hijack one woman that is on her period and use her. There has to be consent. If a man is intimate with a woman during her period with her consent, she knows that this man is going through certain things and she consents to helping you break that curse or spell during that menstrual period, and you are intimate with her. I'm telling you, àfi tó wáyé pé ìyá ẹ̀ ló ṣépè fún ẹ ṣá, kò síbi tó ti ń bọ̀, it will neutralize whether it's positive or negative. Which is why a babaláwo tó bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ sára ọkùnrin, when they are giving men spiritual powers through incision, through whatever, they tell you to avoid sleeping with a woman on her period, because the moment you do, it will neutralize it. Whatever the power is, let me tell you that today. But society tells you that you're not supposed to sleep with a woman when she's on her period. You're supposed to be, you will just put her in one certain place as if she has become leprous, as if there's something you are going to catch. But it's okay. We're going to create a women-only community. Women only. I know men want this information. It's okay. Let the women, first of all, know the power they carry. Let them use it first. Then when they are satisfied with the result, they can decide to share it with you if they want to. I'm not going to add men to that group. Sorry, we don't need the information. If you have wives, send that there. If she loves you, she will share it with you. If not, she'll keep it to herself. Is that okay? I need women to understand that, to know the things they can use. My babalawo will say something. He says he will rather fight a babalawo like him than to fight somebody that embodies the energy of Iyami. Do you know why? Babalawo will need to go back to his shrine and give a ball. He will need to be conjuring things, making incantations and all of that. And Iyami does not need to go anywhere. You see that power that you are looking for when you are still mixing, go and bring. She will just be looking at you like this. Are you done? By the time you are almost going to finish, she will say 1, 2, 3, go. She will just speak the words. Sometimes she will just look at you like this and wish for it, and she's staring at your eyes like this, and things are happening. You cannot, you can't challenge, you cannot. Which is why when you find a babalawo that is who he is and understands his place, he will tell you. You see this one, àwọn Iyami gbogbo wa là ń bẹ̀ wọ́n. Baba one day, Professor one day, he's a 90-something-year-old awo that has put his life into what Ifá is today, home and abroad. We read from his book. He said àwọn Iyami they are not a group of people that is, somebody will say, I have their formula and their secrets. No. Whether they are going to accept the Etutu or not, nobody can give you the assurance. After we drop their Etutu, we will be begging our Ori that I hope they accept it. And if they don't, you cannot question them. Which is why, if a person's issue is coming from àwọn Iyami, Babalawo will say, let's continue to try. Mama try now. If they don't want, then Olódùmarè is the only one that can speak for you in that regard. And there are women that physically embody this. We don't talk about that. We talk about initiation into Orishas, into Egbe, into Ifá. We don't talk about the fact that there are some women who are living with the fullness of that power. Some of them don't even know. They will sit down like this and Things are happening. Oh no, you will see it literally happen. I've met a lot of those women, and for hours that understand, when you have your egbe, let me explain something to you. Sherry, egbe iyalode tá ń pè yẹn, ìyá àbíyè tá ń pè yẹn, àdàpè àjẹ́ ni o, àdàpè àwọn ìyá mi ni o. For those of you that don't understand Yoruba, I will explain it to you behind the scenes. Àmọ́ àdàpè àjẹ́, àdàpè àwọn ìyá mi. When you come into Ogboni, tó bá fi ẹ́ joyè ìyá àbíyè, you see this thing that is here, àbíyè yìí, tó bá fi ẹ́ joyè àbíyè, ṣío ló ń pè wọ́n, ẹlẹ́yẹ ló ń pè wọ́n, àbíyè ẹlẹ́yẹ ni wọ́n, àwọn làdàpè àwọn ìyá mi. When you get to that level of spiritual, when you find women at that point and you have them in your life, nobody will tell you to reverence them and honor them. It's because you have not met women embodying their power. That's why you are saying, she will not be submissive to me. When you, let's take it like this. You are a man. Oprah Winfrey steps into your house, and then you tell Oprah Winfrey that, I cannot allow you to sit down on my chair because you are not respectful enough when you came. And ask me, how much is in your account? Let's start from there. That's the first thing. When you understand who that woman represents, you can shout at every other woman in your life. You give her that respect because of the power, the authority, the finances that she represents. That is how the world moves. That's how the world works. So the moment you understand what power the women in your life hold, you will not request this and they are under us that you are requesting. You yourself will know that they cannot be under you, Sha. What do you have? You find a woman that embodies the true essence of Iyami, then you say, I'm the head, I'm leading you. Where are you leading her to? Where do you know that you are going to? You yourself. You will be asking her, please, what should I do today? Please help. There was a guy that I dated one time. Every morning he's on his way out. Please help me ask you, Egbe people, what am I supposed to do today? I'm going for an interview. What dress should I wear? Just please help me beg you, Egbe. Let them just allow this one to work. Now, as funny as that might sound and as selfish as it might sound, this is somebody that understands who you are. He's not coming from the place of a competition. He understands. You understand it is wisdom. And women are not even saying, let's be professing this. Oh, every man has to be. All we are asking is, give us an enabling environment to be ourselves. We love you. We are nurturers. We are lovers. We have instincts to protect and take care of the people around us. A woman does not even mind to be behind her husband, like by choice. She's just saying, see, let me tell you what to say. Just go there and say it. And the man comes back and there is result. She knows she's benefiting from the result. She doesn't mind. All she wants is, allow me to be who I am. Eleye, the owner of the birds. Birds spread their wings and they fly. Don't clip my wings. Let me be the best. If I love you, you don't have anything to be afraid of. You are with a woman and you are scared if she will be submissive to you. You did not marry your own wife. You went to look for somebody's daughter to suppress. Because if you marry a woman that loves you, I read something online. They said, don't lie to a woman that loves you. If she loves you, she will lie to herself. She will brainwash herself in supporting you. Nobody has the greatest supporter than a man that has a woman that loves him and believes in him. She will do anything to make sure that the world is seeing what she's seeing. So if you allow the woman that you truly have in your life, your mothers, your sisters, to embody who they are, you are the first beneficiary of it. You are the first beneficiary of it. You are the one. In fact, I envy men when I think about life from that angle. Because as a woman, who is fighting for you? Who is waking up at night to pray for you? Those of us that were in Abrahamic religion, it's our mothers that pray the most. Who was praying for those women? I want my husband to succeed. When you see women's prayer point, it's all about my husband and my children. My husband and my children. My husband and my children. Especially some parts of the world, my first son. If they say pray for one of your children, she's praying for her first son, for her only son. Before she will remember that she has a daughter, it's the men in her life that she's praying for. If there's one prayer point, she's praying for her husband and her son. Sometimes I envy men. You don't know what you have. You really don't know what you have. If you know what you have, you will allow that thing to nurture and flourish, and you get the best of it. You are the first beneficiaries of this thing. You are the first beneficiaries of this thing. So, Ejo, women in Ifá and Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, they have a very huge role. Allow them. You allow the woman in your house. You, Mr. Mike, allow the woman in your own house. Who else is the man on this live streaming? Abi Lala, I assume that person is a man, or I don't know, but I see the person on my live streaming. Hey, Mr. Dave Akim, Mr. Dave, I know you are a man. Allow the women in your life. Let everybody allow the women in their life and see what the world is going to be. If we allow the women in our life, this feminism, wala and fight that is going on, women will keep quiet. Because right now is a situation of you have pushed somebody to the world and they are reacting. That is what you are having right now. It's just a reaction to being oppressed and being marginalized. It's not like women are fighting men. At the end of the day, go and look at those feminists. They have one man in the corner that they are sleeping with. They have one man in the corner that they are in love with. They will not tell you. Because life is not balanced when you don't have a man. They crave for it, even if they don't have it right now. They crave for it. They just want the one that can see them for who they are, that can love them for who they are, that can allow them to be themselves without feeling inferior. So let's wrap this up. We have been here for 3 hours. Eshe Pupo, Adupe. So get to ifacollege.ng. Women in Ifá, the 30-day mentoring journey. Let's start from there. Let's see what you will learn more, irrespective of who you are. You understand? Eshe Goni. This is Ifá College, and I say thank you for my to my guests. I'm wrapping up right now. We're going to do Iba, so you can disconnect if you feel like, and if you want to stay to the end of the Iwure and Iba, you are welcome. Eshe Goni. For those of you that joined later on, the Iyanifa Ewa TV on YouTube is going to have a replay of this. The WhatsApp number is on your screen right now. Jane Juma has posted my WhatsApp number, so you can send a message. You're a man, you're a woman, you need divination, you need guidance in Ifá, you need mentoring, whatever it is that you need, Ejo, reach out. The world would be a better place if everybody knew their rules and stayed within the limits of their rules, and you are not trying to do somebody else's job. Life will be better. ifacollege.ng is the website for the school where we teach the undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifá, about ÌШẹ̀ṣe, and about our culture, tradition, our language, and African spirituality as a whole. Right. Now, let me answer one question. Somebody asked my husband a question a couple of days ago, maybe today or something. He's an Igbo spiritualist, right? And then the person was asking somebody in the diaspora, and I know that a lot of people in the diaspora are going through this confusion, right? So you feel or you understand that your ancestors were taken from Nigeria or Ghana, most likely. And then there are different tribes in Nigeria that practice different forms of spirituality. Ifá is in Nigeria, Ordinani is in Nigeria, Voodoo is in is in Ghana, and other forms, and you don't really know which one you resonate with. Ifá is open to everybody, so first and foremost, Ifá does not even care where you are from. Ifá is open to everybody, so to be on a safe side, Ifá welcomes you. Ifá is the place to be. But those of you that feel like, okay, let me see what Igbo spirituality looks like. The man asked a question. He said, I think Yoruba and Igbo spirituality are the same thing. It's just language that is different. No, they are not the same thing. And it is not a competition of which is good and which is bad. It is a conversation of difference. They are different. The way the divine and supreme being related with my ancestors as Yoruba people is different from the way they related to the ancestors of my husband as an Igbo person from southeastern Nigeria, and my Kwesi friend in Ghana that is practicing voodoo is different, but it is all valid. Now, here is it. In Ifá is centered around our orishas. Ifá is huge on our orishas. Our orishas they were physical people that walked this earth. The equivalent of orishas in Ordinary, which is Igbo spirituality, are the Alusis. There is no record that Alusis were physical beings that walked this earth. That is one major difference. Alusis are only seen or heard or read in history as spirit being, purely spirit being. Now, if you come into divination, Ifá and Afa, I saw a post from a respectable Igbo dibia that was comparing the Odus, like Oyeku means this in Yoruba and it means this in Igbo. I was seeing that for the first time though, but I'm not disputing it and I'm not saying it's invalid. But you see, there is no variation of the 256 Odu. If it is not the 256 Odu that has the 16 major Odu that starts with Ejiope and ends with Ofumeji and continues with Ogbe Oyeku and ends with Ofun Ose or Ose Ofun, whichever one ends your own, it is not Ifá. The divination tools can look like Ifá. If it doesn't have that, it is not Ifá. And that doesn't invalidate your own form of spirituality. Listen to me. It doesn't invalidate it, but it is not Ifá. I understand how Ifá has become very popular, and a lot of other people from other forms of African spirituality are out to tell their people that are going to Ifá that we have the same thing here, so you don't need to go there. No, it's not a comparison. You do not have the same thing, but you have something that is valid and useful and authentic for your own people and the people that decide to associate with you. That's just what it is. You can be a babalawo without having a spiritual calling. Your ancestors in your father's house does not need to call you. You cannot be a dibia without having a spiritual calling. You cannot be an Ezenwain without having a spiritual calling. That is another major difference. Orishas are open to everybody. If I say Ogun is the Orisha of my head Orisha, Ogun is Ogun everywhere in the world. If somebody is from the southeastern part of Nigeria, and the deity of his father's house called him, if your father's house is here and my own father's house is 2 footsteps away, the deity of that your own father's house is different from my own father's house. If the deity of my father's house called me, I cannot go and answer the call in Ebonyi. If the deity of my father's house is in Anambra State, it is not centralized like you have it, or decentralized, which one is in English? It is not general like you have it in Ifá. It is specific when it comes to Ordinary. It is specific, which is why somebody like my husband cannot be trained under another dibia that is from another place. They can give him general information, but do you know what they will tell you? The spirit of your father's house will teach you. They are the ones that called you. They are the ones that will teach you. You want to give Ebo, you cannot carry the sacrifice of Ogun. I can walk into any Ogun shrine anywhere in the world and say, Ejo, I want to give Ebo to Ogun, and it will be accepted. And Igbo cannot do that. if this water spirit is asking for sacrifice, he has to go to the water of reincarnation in his village. Ifá does not require that. You can do Ebo anywhere, you can do Idafa anywhere, Ebo will be accepted. So it is not the same. Don't let us mix it up. And emphasis on it again, it doesn't mean one is better than the other. As my husband is growing in Ordinary, I'm learning a lot. To me, I would even say Ordinary has a lot in common with West African voodoo. They use incense, they use candles. ÌШẸŠE is not heavy on candles. ԻŞΕШE is not a huge part of our practice. It's a huge practice in the East. And in voodoo, it's a huge practice. So you see all of these differences is the beauty of divinity. Go to, if you resonate with Igbo spirituality, go there. That's why somebody like me and my husband can work together peacefully. There is nothing like anything is better than anything. Is that okay? So for those of you that are asking, and also those that practice, that feel more connected with Ghanaians, particularly our friends that are coming from Jamaica, they feel more connected to the Ghanaians. It is not an invalid practice. It is not in competition with Ifá. Ifá still welcomes you even if you practice West African voodoo. Ifá doesn't care about all of those things. Ifá is universal. Is that okay? I needed to answer that question, and I will make a short video on that too. Someone says, what is Idafa? Idafa is the regular everyday divination that we do, the regular Ifá divination. There are different forms of Ifá divination, but that one you do from time to time is called Idafa. You just want to check per time. But the divination that you do that encompasses your entire life journey, that one is called Itefa. Is that okay? So that is the difference. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, Ifá gbè wá, ìṣẹ̀ṣe á gbè wá, àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ wọ́n á gbè wá. Thank you very much. If you had any questions and have not answered, please ask your question again. In the absence of questions, I say onírú ṣe, ọlọ́bẹ̀ ṣe, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wa jẹ́ náà, ẹ kú àìbínú. For those of you that are English speaking, that you don't understand Yoruba, what I just said, I'm sure you must have heard me several times say that the person that brought the locust beans for this soup that we just ate, thank you. The person that put the soup, thank you. And those of you that ate the soup, thank you for not getting upset, because maybe somewhere our soup did not have enough salt and pepper, but you ate it like that. You see how beautiful Yoruba is. Ẹ ṣé tẹ́ bá wa jẹ ọbẹ̀ tá sè lénìí. Thank you so much. Somebody said, please, what is Ebo and that Edu that you pronounce? I'm sure it's wrong pronunciation. Ebo is sacrifice. For lack of better words in English, Ebo is sacrifice, Etutu is appeasement. You see that sacrifice that we give, that sometimes it contains fruits, sometimes animals, basically food items, palm oil, salt, kola nuts, all of those things. Depends on what that deity or Orisha is asking for. That is what is called Ebo. Is that okay? And then Etutu is appeasement. So Ebo goes to Orishas. Etutu goes to other spirit beings that are not Orishas. Is that okay? So any other question? In the absence of question, let's make our Iba. Akodaye Asheba. Asheba Sheda. Àṣèbà tí wáyé ọjọ́, àṣèbà tí wọ̀ oòrùn. Elédùmarè ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣẹ. Adániwáyé àṣèbà, àṣẹ̀dá, àmẹ̀dá, àwẹ̀dá, àṣèbà. Ọba tó ń ránni níṣẹ́, ò ránni níṣẹ́ fàyàtì, àṣèbà. Ọba tó lọ kárí ayé. Ọba tí ò ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀, tí ò ní òpin, àṣèbà. Kábíyèsí ọba tí ń fọba jẹ, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Àṣèbà Jagunmalè olúwo òde ọ̀run, àṣèbà olúbíkin, àṣèbà ọ̀sán ìbíkin, àṣèbà ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi òṣòròmọ̀nìgà, ẹ̀yin arógbaṣọ má balẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ ọlọ́mú, ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì ìjà, ẹ̀yin olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ẹlẹ́yẹ, àṣèbà, ẹ̀yin arógbaṣọ má bòtan, àṣèbà, ẹ̀yin apanimáyọ̀dà, ẹ̀yin atẹ̀dọ̀jòróòró, ẹ̀yin abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ tí ò jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó jábọ́, àṣèbà, ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ́dùmarè gbélé ayé lé lọ́wọ́, àṣèbà yín o, aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o, àṣèbà bàbá àtìyá tó ṣe ọlọ́kọ̀ tó wà wá wá sáyé, àwọn tó wà pẹ̀lú wa láyé àtàwọn tó ti rebi àgbáre, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣe, àṣèbà àwọn tó ṣàwó kù sẹ́yìn fún wa, àwọn aláṣẹ àṣèbà, àwọn tí ò jẹ́ kí fá ó parun, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣe o, àwọn tó ṣàwó kù sẹ́yìn fún wa, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣe o, gbogbo babaláwo, gbogbo Ìyánífá, ìyá lórìṣà, bàbá lórìṣà, lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé yìí, àṣèbà yín, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jókòó tẹ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹrú mọlẹ̀, àṣèbà àní ẹ̀ ní fọmọ ṣiṣẹ́, ẹ̀ ní fàyà ṣiṣẹ́, ẹ̀ ní fara yín ṣiṣẹ́ o, iṣẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè ọba ti parí, iṣẹ́ táwọn ìyá mi ti yọ́nú sí òun ló máa gbé wá fún wa o, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣèbà gbogbo kábíyèsí, gbogbo lọ́balọ́ba, ẹ̀yin aláṣẹ ìkejì òrìṣà, àṣèbà yín o, aníkíbà wá ṣẹ, ẹ̀yin níjòyè níjòyè lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé látòkè lókè láì dápá kan sí, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣe o. Ajíbọ́lá mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rà, Ajíbọ́lá ẹ̀dán, mo ṣèbà onílé, mo ṣèbà gbogbo àwọn ọmọ onílé látòrí olúwo títí dórí àwọn ìyá àbíyè, ẹ̀yin olúwo àsápè ọlà, mo ṣèbà yín o, ẹ̀yin alábẹ́nú àsásí, ẹ̀yin ògbé màálù mi tiwótiwó, mo ṣèbà yín o, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ̀yin ìyá àbíyè, ẹ̀yin lèkèlèkè gbàràdá, ẹ̀yin abiyamọ tí ò jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó jábọ́, tí ò jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó ṣubú, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣe o. Látòkèdókè gbogbo àwọn lísà, gbogbo balógun, gbogbo apènà ni mo ṣèbà, mo ní kíbà mi ṣe ọ. A tún ti wá sínú ẹ̀kọ́ Ifá lẹ́nu, ibi táwọn obìnrin dúró sí nínú Ifá láti ṣẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀ lẹ́nu, bó ṣe gba tọ̀tún jáde kò ní gba tòsì jáde lọ́dọ̀ wa, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àwọn obìnrin tí wọ́n solé ayé ró, tí wọ́n wà nínú Ifá, tí wọ́n sì ń bọ̀ nínú Ifá, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, ìpín àti ìṣẹ̀dá tó yàn, àwa tá à ń bá wọn ṣe à lè jẹ́ kó lè mú ṣe dójú àmì, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, wọn ò ní ṣubú dànù. Gbogbo abiyamọ obìnrin níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá wà, tẹ́ ẹ ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ irúnmọlẹ̀, tẹ́ ẹ ń ṣiṣẹ́ nínú ilé, tẹ́ ẹ ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbi iṣẹ́, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, àṣeyè la máa ṣe o, àṣeyè la máa ṣe. Gbogbo àwọn Ìyánífá, gbogbo àwọn ìyá lórìṣà, I'm making this ìwúre particularly for àwọn Ìyánífá, àwọn ìyá lórìṣà, ẹ̀yin abiyamọ tẹ́ ń gbọ́mọ sẹ́yìn, ẹ̀ ní bí àbíkú, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, àbíyè la máa bí, bá a ṣe ń bímọ nínú awo tá à ń tọ́mọ nínú Ifá, àbíyè làwọn ọmọ wa máa jẹ́, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹrù tá lábíamọ ìtú wọn ní gbé wákà kọ̀ọ̀kan nu wa mọ́lé o, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Bá a ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ irúnmọlẹ̀ yìí, àní fọkọ ṣe, àní fọmọ ṣe, àní fara wa ṣe, bá a ṣe ń jókòó ṣiṣẹ́ irúnmọlẹ̀ a máa jú wa ṣe, bá a ṣe ń lù á máa dún, bá a ṣe ń sá á máa pé, bá a ṣe ń gun àtẹwé àtegbò á máa jẹ́ fún wa, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Tá a bá wá rí obìnrin kankan lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé níbi tẹ́ ẹ bá wà tí irúnmọlẹ̀ ń pè yín, tí Ifá ń pè yín, tóríṣà ń pè yín, ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ àti òye tẹ́ ẹ máa fi ṣe láṣẹ pé Elédùmarè á jẹ́ kó tó wa lọ́wọ́, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Lórí ìrìn àjò Ifá tá à ń rìn yìí, àní kábàámọ̀ nídìí ẹ̀. Kí ló dé tí mo ṣe Ifá kò ní jẹ́ pín nǹkankan nu wa? Kí ló dé tí mi ò tí ì ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀? Òun lórin tó máa jáde lẹ́nu wa. Ifá ti gbé àwọn ará wájú o, gbogbo obìnrin tó wà nínú Ifá, Ifá gbè wá, ìṣẹ̀ṣe á gbè wá. Àtọkùnrin àtobìnrin wa, dúdú ni funfun ni, níbi gbogbo tá a bá wà, Ifá gbè wá o, ìṣẹ̀ṣe á gbè wá. Àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí wọ́n á bá wa ṣe, wọn ò ní dá sí wa lára, wọn ò ní dá wa ṣe, wọn ò ní dá wa, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ, ẹ̀ tì wá lẹ́yìn, ẹ̀yọ́nú yín báyìí òun la máa rí, àní tójú ayé mọ́lẹ̀ o, àní taṣọ àgbà mọ́lẹ̀, àní ṣe láṣẹ tì, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ajé ògúngúlùsọ oníṣọ òbòjì á kún wa lọ́wọ́, wọ́n ní àbátá bá ní bá àbá fi tajé sí ibo láti fẹ́ ṣe é. Ajé ní kó má dábàá kankan lẹ́yìn òun, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ajé á kún wa lọ́wọ́, gbogbo owó tá a nílò, ọlá tá a nílò, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn tó láyé wọn á fi ṣe é nírọ̀rùn fún wa, Ajé ògúngúlùsọ á fi ṣe é nírọ̀rùn fún wa. Gbogbo òrìṣà táwọn ń gbẹ́bọ fún náà wọn ò ní ìdásẹ́ wa lára. Igúnnugún tí ń jẹbọ ọ̀ṣálú ayé á jẹbọ wa, àkàràmàgò tí ń jẹbọ ọ̀ṣálú ọ̀run á jẹbọ wa, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Nínú àwọn ìyá wa o, àwọn tó da ẹ̀jẹ̀ lé wa lórí o, àwọn àbúrò ni o, àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ni o, ní gbogbo bí tá a bá ti róbìnrin nílé ayé wa, àṣeyè àṣeṣẹ́gun ni gbogbo wọn á máa ṣe, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo nǹkan tá a wá nílò láti fi jẹ́ èèyàn láyé, láti fi mú ìpín wa ṣẹ, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, Ajé á fi ṣèrànwọ́ fún wa. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ wà lókè òkun, níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá wà, tẹ́ ẹ ti wá nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ máa jẹ lọ, tẹ́ ẹ ti fi lélẹ̀, tẹ́ ẹ ti rìnrìn àjò lọ, ẹ ní gbé sájò bí èéfín, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Èrè oko báyìí òun ni gbogbo wa kó délé. àríbáráyé fọwọ́ tì o àní ṣe láṣẹ tì o wọn ò ní fòkú wa wọn ò ní fi ránṣẹ́ sílé níjọ́ tá a bá wọn kóre náà délé ilé tá a fílẹ̀ kò ní dàrú ká tó dé àwọn tá a fílẹ̀ sílé àní gbọ́rọ̀ ìbànújẹ́ sí wọn àwa náà tá a dẹ̀ wà lókè òkun gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lókè òkun wọn ò ní gbọ́rọ̀ ìbànújẹ́ sí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè wọ́n níjọ́ tí òrí bá fojú kan ọ̀run ìjọ yẹn ló máa yọ ní ìlú ibi tẹ́ ẹ bá wà ọkùnrin ni obìnrin ni dúdú ni funfun ni lẹ́bọ lóògùn ni afàìmọ́niṣe ni aṣeni tán bá ní dárò ni oṣó lé ní àjẹlé ni wọ́n á máa yọ́nú sí wa ẹ̀yọ́nú Elédùmarè ẹ̀yọ́nú Ọlọ́run bá ẹ̀yọ́nú èèyàn òun la máa rí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè gbogbo alábíamọ tó wà ń bí lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tá à ń tì torí wọn ṣe wàhálà tá à ń tì torí wọn dààmú tá à ń tì torí wọn lọ sókè sódò wọn ò ní fún àwọn ọmọ wa wọn ò ní fi dààmú wa ọmọ aráyé ò ní fọmọ wọn ò ní fi dààmú wa gbogbo ire tá a wá ń béèrè fún ọmọ aráyé ò ní fi re ṣe pàṣípààrọ̀ fún wa wọn ò ní gbà kan lọ́wọ́ wa kó tó fún wa nílé o àní kábàámọ̀ lórí àwọn ọmọ wa àní ṣàṣetì lórí wọn ìjọ tíṣu ọmọ bá jiná fún wa ìrọ̀rùn báyìí la máa fi jẹ́ torí kò ní gbóná jù kò ní tutù jù kò ní há wa lẹ́nu láṣẹ Èdùmàrè gbogbo nǹkan tá a nílò láti tọ́ àwọn ọmọ yẹn lọ́nà tó tọ́ àti tó yẹ àwọn aláṣekù wọn á fi kún wa lọ́wọ́ wọn á bá wa ṣe Ifá bá wa ṣe Elédùmarè á bá wa ṣe àwọn tó ṣàwòkù sẹ́yìn náà wọn á bá wa ṣe èyí tá a wí lẹ́yìn àṣẹ ti gùn arọ ti rọ̀ mọ́ torí wọ́n ní àbálágẹmọ́ndá òrìṣà òkè ló ń fàṣẹ sí àwa tún ti dábàá lẹ́yìn Elédùmarè òrìṣà òkè ó ti bá wa fàṣẹ sí nítorí pé wọ́n ní àwíṣẹ́ ní ti fá àfọ̀ṣẹ́ ní tọ̀rúnmìlà èyí tá a wí lẹ́yìn àṣẹ ti gùn arọ ti rọ̀ mọ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àṣẹ kífá ó bá ní ṣe k'Elédùmarè ó bá ní ṣe àwọn tó ṣàwòkù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe Ifá bá wa ṣe o Elédùmarè á bá wa ṣe àwọn tó ṣàwòkù sẹ́yìn wọ́n á bá wa ṣe láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ẹ ṣé onílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń gbóhùn mi èmi náà ni olóòtú ètò yìí olùdarí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Ifá College orí ìkànnì Ifá College lórí YouTube lẹ́tìn lórí TikTok lẹ́tìn gbọ́ wa ìkànnì Iyanifa Ewa lórí YouTube ni a ní títí ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ ire báyìí òun la máa bára wa ṣe o please do not forget that Àṣẹ for today will continue on Monday. We are on season 2 already, episode 3 of season 2. It's going to continue 6 a.m. Nigerian time. That's 1 a.m. on the EST and 5 a.m. for those of you on the GMT. We delve into an essay every day, learning, because knowledge is what we need. Ifá is the voice of Olódùmarè. We want to know what that voice is saying to us. A lot of questions you have, Ifá is going to answer it. A lot of the problem you have is because you don't have knowledge of Ifá. The moment you have the knowledge of Ifá, the solution comes. How and why? Because he guides you into how to make it, how to move from here to there, how to fulfill your destiny, how to navigate this complex life. That is what Ifá is. So you are going to join me tomorrow, 6 a.m. Nigerian time. If you have missed previous episodes, hurry to Iyanifa Ewa TV on YouTube and catch a replay of the previous episodes. Pause your Netflix subscription. Pause your Prime subscription. Sit down with Iyanifa Ewa TV and learn the knowledge of your life. Prime is not going to go away. Tyler Perry's movie will still be there. Even after this month, sit down and learn. The one that is useful for your life. Shegbo, Eko. We are taking our time to learn and read and record. As much as I like to speak, trust me, sitting down for 3 hours and 41 minutes is not easy. My family members, I'm making noise to their ears. Nobody can sleep in my house right now because I'm shouting. And I'm shouting because of you people. So do yourself and me a favor and go to Iyanifa Ewa TV and watch, listen, learn the truths that they try to hide from us. It is there. Shoye, thank you very much to my guest speakers. I feel super honored. Babalawo Fadipe, ẹ ṣé gan ni mo dúpẹ́. Amari yín bá mo ṣe ogbó àtọ́ yín o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣeyè la máa ṣe o mo dúpẹ́. Iyanifa, I love you from the depths of my heart. I love you with every fiber of my being. I love you. And very soon, don't worry, I'll just I'll just show up at JF Kennedy Airport one day and I'll tell you I'm here. But don't let me give any promises, because what I have ahead of me right now is still a lot. But even until then, I love you. I see the work you're doing. Continue to make your ancestors proud. They can see you. They see everything that you're doing and they're proud of you. And with every passing day, they will continue to get you help that you need to make this journey easier for you. And on behalf of your students, I say they love you. Trust me, I know they love you, because I saw the energy today. They love what you are doing and you're on the right path. Don't let anybody belittle the effort you are making. Don't let anybody make you feel a certain kind of way. If they do not accept you, it's because you are not called for them. The sky and the clouds is big enough for everybody. Focus on the people that appreciate what you're doing, and more people will come, because what they will see the evidence of what you are doing. And thank you for that review that you shared on WhatsApp. It means a whole lot to me. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Mr. Mike. So last week, a lady came to give a review of the Idafa that she did, the divination she did, following the instructions of what Ifá said, and the Ashe for today, following the instructions. Just by following the instructions alone, she had evident reviews. I don't want to call it testimonies, because that already sounds Abrahamic. But she had changes, and she came here and she shared it. And let me tell you the good news, or the interesting part. She had not even done her Ebo and Etutu at the time that she was seeing those reviews, which included a promotion. She got her house rent paid for free by just following the instructions of Ifá. And I mentioned it on the live streaming on Sunday that she had not done her Ebo and Etutu because she could not afford it financially at the time. And Mr. Mike volunteered to pay for it, and he has since then fulfilled his promise, and I have done all her Ebo for her. And I just want to say thank you to Mr. Mike. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate what you're doing, and Elédùmarè, Ajé will continue to increase you, will continue to expand you. Ibi tó yẹn ti jáde, where the money came out from, Ajé will multiply it from east, from west, from everywhere possible. Elédùmarè, thank you so much. And for all of you that have given gifts, I super appreciate it. It's an encouragement, okay? The pride in me will say, I really don't need your money. That's pride, because I need your money, but you know, I like to just make you know that I'm doing well on my own. No? But you know what those gifts do? It's not really about the money. What it does is it tells you, TikTok, it tells this app that people love this content. So every time we go live, the algorithm will naturally push this content to more people. That's what you are doing. It's not so much of the money. If we think about how much has gone into the establishment of Ifá College, all the gifts that I've received so far is not up to 1% of what we have spent and we are still spending. It's the work of the Orishas. Ifá will do it, irrespective of if I announce for a fundraiser. Ifá will do it. But your gift tells the algorithm that this is good content and people love it, and more people want to listen to it. So it's your way of giving us a promotion, giving Ifá a promotion, and I super appreciate it. I love to be here. I hate to say goodbye, but I have to go. I've not eaten lunch. I've not even eaten breakfast. Yeah.
Please eat. Please eat.
I'm going to do that right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you need any logistic services, see, I forget that some people are sponsoring this program. Some people are making it possible for you to be here today. Jane Juma is the head of logistics. If you have anything you need to ship from any part of the world to any part of the world, please follow Jane. She's on this live streaming. Jane, please say hi. Let everybody see you, please. Whether you are watching this in real time or you are watching it later on, her company still remains her company. And she helps you, yeah, she's the one that just typed right now. She helps you with all your logistics solutions, whether you are shipping from China, from Africa, from wherever. And if you're an entrepreneur that does business between Kenya and Nigeria, and you need somebody to exchange, take funds from you in Kenya, Kenyan shillings, and change it to Naira, whatever it is, she has the solutions for that. She does that for me, and I have never regretted it, okay? She's one of my students at the in my mentoring program, so I know her, so you can feel free to interact with her with every form of business. And please, if you have a business as an Omoawo that you need publicity for, I have small fan base, so it's not much, so it's not like Beyonce's own, but at least I can still try. Please reach out to me, let me push, because I cannot just be telling you spiritual things and not talk about where your money is going to come from. I care about every aspect of your life. So whatever business you are rendering, if you have a book you just authored and you need a platform to show it to the world, whether it has to do with Ifá or not, as long as I go through it and I make a divination and Ifá says you can do this for this person, absolutely, I'm ready to do that. So please reach out. I want to see all of us thrive. I want to see us, I want to come to a place where we are having global Ifá, what's it called? Like we have a travel tour, like we are touring Europe, and we are all just Ifá devotees. And we have the most expensive, you see that private jet in this Nigeria, it's not only Pastor Lokomo. Some people's Awo wants them to not have car. It's okay. Our own Awo, our Oshifa Elegon, our Oshifa, Ifá don't get Shinitiwa. Private jets, it is in this life. Nobody drives private jets in this life. We enjoy the best of it. So I want you to thrive in any way that you can, any form. I have been a business entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur for 2 decades. Yes, I have single-handedly grown businesses in different countries. So if you need help with that, reach out to me. Very soon, someday, we'll be able to do Ifá with business, have business entrepreneurs who are strictly Ifá devotees come together, share ideas. There are a lot of things we can do for ourselves. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Let me end the live stream, because if I don't press stop, I will continue to talk.